Chapter 41. I'll kill you as many times as you revive silence. The entire arena fell quiet in an instant. No one had expected the crushing victory Shrek was predicted to have to begin like this. The Peach Blossom Spring team's Netherworld Spirit Cat had instantly killed Shrek's Evil Eyes White Tiger. Evil Eyes White Tiger. What was that doing? Had he been sleepwalking? The spectators were stunned. Nobody had thought that in this 7 versus 4 match, with Shrek holding both numbers and higher spirit power, the smaller, weaker Peach Blossom Spring side would seize the initiative. Am I dreaming? The Evil Eyes White Tiger was killed instantly. That Netherworld Spirit Cat is terrifying. There's nothing you can do against it. That useless Evil Eyes White Tiger, I can't believe I rooted for him. Shrek, kill them. I bet 5,000 gold coins on you. If you lose, my wife will chase me down the street with a cleaver. 7 against 4. What are you hesitating for? Overwhelm them, and it's over. After a brief silence in the stands, half the crowd cursed Dai Mubai for failing to steamroll the opponents. Tang-san and Mahongjin's faces changed. Tang-san reacted fast. He caught Dai Mubai's falling body with a strand of blue-silver grass, then turned to the slender woman behind him with a waterfall of silver-blue hair. Ye Lingling, heal Mubai right away. We can't afford to lose him in this match. Mubai's spirit is the white tiger. He's meant to face the enemy's battle tiger. If he doesn't defeat Wang Sheng now, he'll have a huge psychological barrier later. On Shrek's side, Tang San also quickly organized his teammates. Tianheng, Duguyan, I know it feels unfair to team with us against 4 opponents whose spirit power seems lower, he said, but none of those 4 are weak. Like me, they can fight above their level. If you don't cooperate actively, our chances of winning are slim. All right, for Uncle's sake, I'll follow your orders this once, Yu Tianheng replied. His eyes narrowed. He'd noticed how unusually strong the 4 Peach Blossom Spring members were. His uncle, Yu Xiaogang, had specifically asked him to team up with Tang San for this match. It was the first time his uncle had ever asked, and he took it seriously. Lingling, heal Mubai. Yi Lingling stood at the very back of the Shrek formation, her spirit rings glowing yellow and purple. A faint fragrance spread as a white light descended, streaked with drifting 9-heart begonia petals that landed on Dai Mubai and merged with him. Miraculously, the claw wounds in his abdomen sealed up. Oh no, her 9-heart begonia can heal a spirit master's injuries quickly, a commentator exclaimed. The teacher had warned that spirit master duels weren't turn-based games. You couldn't stand by and let the opponent act unopposed. Zhu Zhuqing, the 9-heart begonia's healing is powerful. If you can, take her out first. Okay, Wang Sheng, go break their formation. Confident? I'll do my best. Yiran, take center and pay attention to Wang Sheng. Use your first spirit ability to support his attack. Ning Rongrong, who had undergone special training, reacted quickly and arranged her team. The 3 members of Peach Blossom Spring activated their spirits without hesitation, giving Shrek no time to respond. Boom! Ning Rongrong was surrounded by a golden bell cover, and the 7 treasure glazed tile pagoda rose from the air. This wasn't the small handheld version spirit masters commonly used. The pagoda floated 2 meters tall behind her, its azure body inlaid with faint golden patterns and wrapped in 3 layers of sturdy golden bells, nearly indestructible. 7 treasures, first name Power, Ning Rongrong called. 7 treasures, second name Speed, she continued as she buffed Wang Sheng. Wang Sheng, go. If that hooligan fire chicken blocks your path, beat him to death. Smash his beak so he can't squawk. All of you, show your strength and end this quickly. Anyone who drags us down, I'll punish you after the match in the teacher's name. I'll punch a hole through your chest with my Wing Chun inch punch. With Ning Rongrong's 2 buffs, Wang Sheng, already a domineering Battle King Tiger, got a 40% boost to both power and speed and became even more dangerous. I think you just want to win to kiss the teacher. Meng Yiran teased Ning Rongrong, but she was already in position in the center, her necromancer snake staff poised to reveal its hidden blades and assist Wang Sheng at any moment. Anyway, I'm definitely kissing the teacher, unless you don't want to see the teacher up close. Ning Rongrong shot back. What if we also want to kiss the teacher? Another teammate joked. I'll do it, Ning Rongrong replied without missing a beat. Roar! Wang Sheng charged like a tiger descending a mountain, his kingly aura overwhelming. His sleeves had been burned away, his arms were flaming red, but he crashed straight into Ma Hongjun's phoenix firewire and punched him in the mouth. Ma Hongjun flew backward, bleeding from the mouth, his front teeth knocked out. "What the? My teeth!" Ma Hongjun yelled, stunned by the force. Even the blue-silver grass barrier Tang San released could barely stop Wang Sheng. Tang San watched the strands wrap Wang Sheng's feet and be torn apart. It was clear this opponent's strength had risen dramatically, and with the 7 treasure glazed tile amplification, he was a real threat. "Tianheng, Duguyan, we need the most stable strategy. The two of you protect Yilingling together. Don't let the Netherworld Spirit Cat get at her. Dai Mubai, Fatty, Huo Wu will wear down the opponents. As long as Yilingling stays alive, we'll find opportunities. Once their spirit power is exhausted, we can win." Though Yu Tianheng felt embarrassed using such a strategy in a 7-on-4 fight, he remembered his uncle's instructions and took a breath. "All right, good." Tang San nodded and continued. "Fatty, don't take on Wang Sheng directly. Your Phoenix Firewire is a mid-range skill. Find a chance to get close to Ning Rongrong and spray her with flames to disrupt her vision so she can't amplify her teammates. If you can use the inch punch and hidden weapons I taught you to break her golden bell cover and take her out, we'll have half the battle won." Huo Wu, coordinate with Mubai. 2 against 1, find a way to take down Wang Sheng. I'll keep an eye on that necromancer snake staff and create openings whenever I can, Tang San added. Tang San's deployment was sharp. He'd watched Dai Mubai's earlier duel with Zhu Zhuqing and knew Ning Rongrong's capabilities. His plan was sound, but he hadn't expected just how strong Peach Blossom Springs 4 were. Dai Mubai revived with the cut in his abdomen fully healed. He roared, eyes blazing. "Zhu Zhuqing, I've got my eye on you. I gave you a chance before, and you didn't take it, so don't blame me for being ruthless and trampling flowers with a cruel hand. You may have ambushed me once, but I've got a second chance, a third chance, a fourth. I'll kick you down until I pin you under my foot and trample you." His evil eyes burning with rage, Dai Mubai shouted, "I'll kill you a second time, a third time. I'll kill you as many times as you revive." Buzz, third spirit ability, Netherworld Cross/. Zhu Zhuqing's third ability shimmered. A terrifying Netherworld Cross/ locked onto Dai Mubai. The slashing force descended, and he couldn't dodge. 2 gruesome, bloody wounds opened across his body. Dai Mubai collapsed again, losing his combat ability. 9 Heart Begonia's healing was strong, yes, but it couldn't remove the Netherworld mark. Once Zhu Zhuqing locked on, the Netherworld Cross/ would hit him every time he revived. Endless revival meant endless slaughter, Zhu Zhuqing coldly thought. Since Shrek was protecting Yilingling, she would lock Dai Mubai down forever. She refused to believe their spirit power could keep reviving him indefinitely. Dai Mubai froze, stunned and speechless. Chapter 42. The Collapsing Shrek Team. Tang San's Dao heart shatters. What the heck? We can't fight anymore. Damn it, the 4 from Peach Academy are unreal. Do you think we can win? Who said we could win? Let them fight. Little San, are you sure we can exhaust their spirit power before they cripple us? Little San, your strength techniques are useless. She won't even let your golden bell cover touch her. Her pagoda can smash people. Little San, I'm exhausted. I've been taken out more than 10 times. Zhu Zhuqing's third spirit ability locks me down, and Wang Sheng restrains me. His fists aren't like before. In front of him, I'm not a white tiger. I'm a kitten. He can do whatever he wants with me. Your luck-based tricks aren't working at all. Tang San's deployment had been flawless in theory. In practice, however, the truth judged without mercy. Facing them were Ning Rongrong, the strongest defensive support in history. She endured Ma Hongjun's Phoenix Firewire without a scratch, stood calm against Tang San's point-breaking surface technique, and finally broke him with a Wing Chun inch punch. Zhu Zhuqing, an agility attack spirit master of terrifying ferocity, whose movements were even more flexible than Tang San's Ghost Shadow Perplexing Track, and who possessed a locking spirit ability, 10 Yamahals Suppressing Hell, that rivaled a spirit ancestor's 4th ability. Wang Sheng, who had mastered Subduing Tiger Fist, toyed with Dai Mubai, the naturally blunt but stubborn fighter who would have countered tiger-type spirits. Meng Yuran, a summoner-type spirit master unafraid of Tang San's control, used snake blades to cut through blue-silver grass restraints, summoned giant snake spirit beasts into combat, and with her earth nether hand absorbed and harnessed the swirling phosphor serpent poison released by Dugu, shocking the whole arena. Together, the four used sheer force to pin Dai Mubai and Ma Hongjun to the ground, leaving them no strength to resist. Within minutes, both lay battered and bloodied. Nine-Heart Begonia could heal wounds, but it could not restore lost blood. Tang San himself felt smothered, completely countered. He had Ghost Shadow Perplexing Track. His opponents had the even more mysterious Yellow Springs Evasion. He had Controlling Crane Catching Dragon. The Peach Garden team had learned Netherworld Instrument Thousand Cry Sequence 2, Demon Suppressing Ghost Hunter, a technique made to lock people down. He had Mysterious Jade Hand, immune to poison, but his opponents had Earth Nether Hand, which not only tolerated poison, but could absorb and use it, absorbing even the potent venom from his 8 spider lances. In mere minutes, Tang San had been forced to lay his trump cards bare. Who? Oh dear. Xiao Wu, what are you doing? Third brother, I slipped up. I couldn't win. She's just too strong. Xiao Wu, who'd been idling at the side, suddenly made a move. As expected, she had just tried to lock Ning Rongrong with a waist bow, only to be sent flying by Ning Rongrong's inch punch. Like a kite with a snapped string, Xiao Wu tumbled off the dual platform and landed outside the arena, immediately eliminated. An actress. If this wasn't deliberate, what was it? Tang San's face went ashen. Dai Mubai and Ma Hongjun were full of grievances from the beating. Yi Lingling's face had also gone pale as she watched the Peach Garden team with a new awe. You're burning out too fast. My spirit power is almost gone. If we keep this up, I don't think I'll be able to revive you anymore. Ye Lingling said to the Shrek team. I, Nine-Heart Begonia, can heal, but I'm not an endless spring. Beside her, Yu Tianheng and Duguyan looked on in stunned silence. Today opened their eyes. They felt the pain of a slap in the face. Lingling, have you ever seen a support whose defense is stronger than a black tortoise and who can beat an attacker? Yu Tianheng asked dumbfoundedly. I'd like to ask, can a support who beats attackers still be called a support? Ye Lingling returned, equally flummoxed. Yan Zi, have you ever seen a spirit master who can summon spirit beasts into a duel? Dugu Yan asked. Never, was the reply. Have you ever seen hands that can absorb lethal venom and make it their own? Never, Dugu Yan said, staring at his most unique poison being absorbed by those dark hands, completely flustered. I originally thought you weren't evil, weren't bad people, and were people Fatty and Mubai had interest in, so I didn't want to finish you. But mercy now would only bring failure, Ning Rongrong said coldly. You have sealed your own doom. Mysterious Heaven Treasure Record, third rule. If you determine your opponent is an enemy and they have sealed their own doom, do not show mercy, otherwise you will only bring trouble upon yourself. Tang San, his heart pounding, quickly pulled several black boxes from his 24 Moonlit Bridges spirit tool belt and tossed them to Dai Mubai and Ma Hongjun. Fire! Puff! Puff! Dozens of high-penetration godly Jugi crossbow bolts shot into the air in rapid succession, aimed squarely at Wang Sheng, Meng Yuran, and Ning Rongrong. Hidden weapons. Meng Yuran and Zhu Zhuqing, who had studied hell-level hidden weaponry, recognized Tang San's intention the moment he drew the godly Zhu's crossbow. You have hidden weapons, so do we, Zhu Zhuqing said. Thousand Nether, hell-flying flower. From Zhu Zhuqing and Meng Yuran's palms, a skyful of black hell flowers burst forth, intercepting the screaming godly Zhuje crossbow bolts. The hell-flying flowers spun at blinding speed. When they struck the bolts, they clashed with crisp, grating sounds and cut the bolts in half, leaving none to reach their targets. The remaining hell flowers swept low, shredding Dai Mubai and Ma Hongjun's bodies as they tumbled down, but leaving Tang San, Yu Tianheng, and the others unharmed. Dugu Yan and Ye Lingling were forced to back out of the arena step by step to avoid worse injury, but by leaving the platform, they also forfeited the duel. The scene was catastrophic. How is this possible? Your hidden weapons are stronger than my godly Juge crossbow? This is impossible. This is impossible. Tang San tasted the bitter truth in his mouth. He pulled a hellflower embedded in his chest free. The wound looked as if a chunk had been scooped out, bone and flesh pulverized. This hidden weapon's lethality was beyond cruel. Perhaps even the Tang sect's torrential pear blossom needle wouldn't compare. Meng, I know your skill. Your soul-breaking blade technique isn't enough to wield this level of hidden weapon. You've only been learning from Su Ran a month, and you— Tang San's voice broke with disbelief. Hidden weapons were his specialty, the thing he'd secretly studied for over 20 years in the Tang sect's inner halls. To be outmatched by someone who'd trained for just over a month, was it her talent or his own failing comprehension? Nothing is impossible. It's because our teacher taught us well. We still have hundreds of hidden weapons like these to learn, Meng said indifferently. Ning Rongrong and Zhu Zhuqing stepped forward, clearing the battlefield and kicking Dai Mubai and Ma Hongjun off the platform like dead dogs. Ning Rongrong's cold snort cut through Tang San. Tang San, do you still want to fight? Hundreds, Tang San repeated weakly, laughing in disbelief. Our Tang sect had fewer than 10 hidden weapons of this caliber. His blood soaked through his clothes. Meng words hit him like a physical blow. Over 20 years of secret study, more than 30 years of cultivation, outmatched because they had found a better teacher. He let out a miserable laugh, eyes hollow, legs trembling beneath him. He sank to his knees on the arena floor. We lost. Is it laughable? Chapter 43, crowned with the epic Immortal Master's diadem. Shrek lost? The Peach Garden Battle Team, 4 people, beat Shrek and the Royal Fight Team combined, even though they were outranked? Did I just see that? It's rigged. This is absolutely rigged. Refund my money. The moment Tang San, the last member of the Shrek team, collapsed, the Soto City Great Spirit Arena erupted. The crowd went wild with outrage, faces reddened like persimmons. Fan signs and glow sticks, once emblazoned with slogans like "Go Shrek, Shrek must win," and "Thousand Hand Ashura is invincible," were hurled toward the Shrek team. The undefeated myth they'd built over a month in the Great Soul Arena crumbled in an instant, and everyone turned on them. Tang San lay in a pool of blood, his eyes vacant. I lost. I did my best, but I lost. Unless I can forge the Buddha's Fury Tang Lotus and the Torrential Pear Blossom Needle. But that's far beyond my current ability. I can't beat them now. Even Tang San's rare external spirit bone, the 8 spider lances, praised by his master, had 5 of its legs severed in the battle by the hell-flying flower, a hellish hidden weapon jointly unleashed by Meng and Zhu Zhuqing. The mysterious jade hand, the godly Zhuge crossbow, sleeve arrows, dragonbeard needle, all had been neutralized. The hell-flying flower's destructive force was appalling, and the necrotic, undead aura that accompanied it chilled the marrow. Combined with Zhu Zhuqing's 10 Yama halls, it felt like facing the judgment of an invincible Yama king, utterly helpless to fight back. He lay unmoving as rotten shoes, cups, and other trash rained down from the stands. Even that abuse couldn't stir him. There is no greater sorrow than a heart that has died. He could vaguely hear arena guards trying to restore order and medics running up with anxious voices. Any vital signs? Esteemed healing spirit master of the Royal Fight Team, please assist. Still no good? Are they breathing? No, they're alive. Heartbeats have resumed. Quick, stop the bleeding. No, these wounds are hard to treat. The weapon's corrosive power, if this continues, they'll be left with permanent injuries. How are they doing? The Evil Eye's White Tiger's left eye was hit. It may be unsalvageable. The Evil Fire Phoenix's left leg has a shattered main bone. We can't reattach it. If we don't amputate in time, the corrosive power could reach the abdomen, risk of paralysis. Where are the families and teachers? We need consent forms to proceed. We won. Teacher, we won. Ma. While medics worked urgently on the gravely injured Shrek members, Ning Rongrong beamed on the arena stage and jumped for joy. Before she'd even left the platform, she blew several flying kisses toward Suran in the crowd, ecstatic at the thought of seeing her teacher soon. Her peach blossom heart practically overflowed. The other 3 Peach Garden students smiled as well, waving to Suran together with Ning Rongrong. Teacher, we won! We won! Meng also waved toward Dragon Duke and Snake Woman. The elderly pair had been watching with tears in their eyes, their hands clasped tight. We saw it. We saw it. Our Yuran has grown so strong. Grandpa and Grandma are proud, they said. Teacher Suran, we don't know how to thank you. In only a month, you taught Yuran so well. We're truly grateful, they added. It was their first team battle, and their result was astonishing. Dragon Duke and Snake Woman were deeply impressed by Suran's teaching. Even Meng Yuran herself was surprised by how much her ability had improved. She had known she was stronger, but never expected such a tremendous leap in a month. I finally brought honor to Grandpa and Grandma. Weren't you bullying us over spirit beasts in the Stardew Great Forest? Try bullying us now. Suran nodded toward the grateful Dragon Duke and Snake Woman. Seeing his 4 disciples so joyful on the arena, a warm smile crossed his handsome face beneath the mask. He rose from his seat, walked to the railing, and gave Ning Rongrong and Zhu Zhuqing a thumbs up. His voice carried over the noise, reaching them clearly. Congratulations. You did excellent. Although Suran had been confident in their victory, it was still impressive. Their 4-person Peach Garden team had defeated the combined Shrek and Royal Fight team. He'd originally taken disciples for the reward, but seeing their happy faces after winning made him understand the bond between teacher and student. Still, after he praised them, Ning Rongrong's delighted shout, "Teacher, you're the best! I love Teacher the most!" drew the attention of nearby spectators to Suran. He's the Peach Garden team's teacher? So young, and he can lead such talented students? He screwed me. I put half my savings on Shrek. If I'd bet on Peach Garden, I'd have made a fortune. This is a scam. No capitalist is a good person. Suran's face darkened. Maybe I shouldn't have praised them so openly. Just then, his disciple-taking system chimed in his mind. Ding! The disciples cultivated by the host have achieved a rare team battle accomplishment, epic at first strike. Reward, host's full attributes increased by 2%, spirit power level increased by 1%. The host's disciples team achieved its first team battle victory, crushing a top-tier team of the same rank. Reward, host's full attributes increased by 1%. Spirit power level increased by 1%. All disciples displayed exceptional prowess in the team battle, shattering inner demons and past traumas, gaining the confidence glory buff. Spirit power level increased by 1%. Crowned with the Epic Immortal Master's Diadem. Epic Immortal Master's Diadem exclusive domain effect. For every disciple within the Peach Blossom domain, the host gains a 10% increase to all attributes, up to a maximum of 100%. The 4 disciples achieved the outnumbered victory accolade, each earning a title in this team battle. Ning Rongrong, Unbreakable Golden Shield. Zhu Zhuqing, Lord of Slaughter. Meng Yuran, Excellent Collaborator. Wang Sheng, Bone Blaster. Reward, 4 rare flower and herb draws. Drawing, Drew Immortal Grade Flower Herb, Yin Nether Soul Guiding Grass. Drew Immortal Grade Flower Herb, Golden Body Glazed Flower. Drew Immortal Grade Flower Herb, Storm Tiger Stripe Bamboo Shoot. Drew Immortal Grade Flower Herb, Other Shore Undead Flower. Full attribute increase, a comprehensive boost to all indices, including Spirit Ring Age, Strength, Speed, Defense, and so on. Host current Spirit Power level, 76, no 1.01, 1.01, 1.01, 78.3 levels. Rewards. Suran was pleasantly surprised. He hadn't expected such rich returns from the Great Spirit Arena matches. His spirit power jumped by over 2 levels in an instant. A 1% increase might sound small, but because it multiplied across his Spirit Master level, the effect was significant. At the same time, a purple and white Immortal Master's Diadem materialized in Suran's spiritual sea. It was the Epic Immortal Master's Diadem, a teacher domain-like bonus that thrilled him even more than the immortal grade flowers and herbs. For each disciple within the Peach Blossom domain, the host gains a 10% increase to all attributes. With 4 disciples present, Suran's stats would rise by 40%, and the effect could stack up to 100%. This was a flat boost to every attribute, even more extraordinary than Ning Rongrong's single attribute buffs, and it could stack with the amplification of items like the 7-treasure glazed tile pagoda. If he ever reached 10 disciples, his strength could double. With his ultimate spirit, his current spirit ring configuration, and his unique skills, he would no longer have to fear a titled Douluo. Brothers and sisters, please vote with your monthly and recommendation tickets. Let me feel your support. Chapter 44. Ning Rongrong rakes in 1,000,000 gold coins. We lost. We lost. Xiaogong, didn't you say we had a 70 to 80% chance of winning? This was a total rout. It's over. Everything's over. My academy. Who can save my academy? Are we really going to hand over the academy? As Suran collected the victory reward from the disciple receiving system, Flender from Shrek stood beside him, all complaints and grief, practically clinging to Yu Xiaogang's shoulder as he shouted. After a few more words, he went slack, face drawn with defeat. Yu Xiaogang gripped the railing so hard his knuckles whitened, jaw clenched, his expression uglier than if his own mother had died. During the duel, the moment Daimubai was killed instantly by Zhu Zhuqing, Grandmaster Yu's face had already changed. When Shrek fell thoroughly behind, Yu Xiaogang had been so furious he'd wanted to break the railing in front of him. He hadn't managed it. His strength wasn't enough, the railing didn't give, and his hand ached from the attempt. Grandmaster, it seems my teaching level was just a bit higher, but you don't need to get so angry. Your spirit power is low to begin with, and your lifespan is at most 70 to 80 years. Getting angry and hurting yourself will only shorten it, Suran said as he walked over, his tone indifferent. Suran, don't get cocky. I'll admit you're skilled, but it doesn't prove my teaching is worse. If Daimubai hadn't shown that flaw at the start, Zhu Zhuqing wouldn't have taken him down so easily, and Little San wouldn't have given your students so much time to react when using hidden weapons. Yu Xiaogang's anger flared at the words. If Suran had kept quiet, things would have been calmer. But Yu Xiaogang's temper flared even more, and he retorted, Is that so? Maybe you're right. We only barely lost. Suran merely smiled faintly. Why argue with a man like Yu Xiaogang? If you were a university professor, would you debate correctness with an elementary school teacher? If you were a top honors student, would you discuss answers with a failing classmate? Of course not. Letting someone like that fume was the easier choice. Besides, the outcome would speak for itself soon enough. Excuse me, are you the teachers of the Shrek team and the Peach Garden Battle team? The host announced. The match has ended. The Peach Garden Battle team has won this Spirit Arena match. Teachers from both sides, please proceed to the award stage to complete the agreed reward and penalty hand ceremony. A staff member walked up and invited Suran, Flender, Yu Xiaogang, and the other Shrek teachers to the award stage. Yu Xiaogang bristled, wanting to refuse, but the staff member calmly reminded him, Oh no, it was your Shrek team who requested this post-match arbitration, awarding the winning team, supervising the losing side to pay 10,000 gold coins, hand over the academy's land deed, and transfer students. You personally asked Manager Ao, the staff continued. Since it was your request, Shrek must comply. Hearing that, Yu Xiaogang, already furious over the loss, lost even more face. He waved an irritated sleeve. With the staff member watching, there was nothing to do but follow Suran onto the award stage with Flender and Zhao Wuji. Suran shook his head slightly. Yu Xiaogang had a poor skill set and too much confidence. He spent all his energy on plotting. He had assumed Shrek's odds were higher, convinced that Tang San and Yu Tianheng together could not be beaten. He'd wanted to force Suran into an embarrassing refusal and prove himself the superior teacher. Instead, his own scheme backfired spectacularly, and everything prepared for a Shrek victory ended up benefiting the Peach Garden team. If your plot fails, don't blame the staff. They're only doing their jobs. On the Spirit Arena stage, staff quickly cleared the signs of battle, though the air still smelled faintly of blood. Bare midriff dancers in revealing costumes danced nearby, celebrating. Daimubai and Ma Hongjun, badly wounded and wrapped largely in white healing bandages, were carried away on stretchers. Yu Tianheng, Du Guyan, and Ye Lingling, who had been treated and temporarily regained mobility, reunited with Qin Ming and gathered together. Tang San, though covered with gruesome wounds, still had his legs, but he couldn't stand steadily. Xiao Wu and Oscar had to support him. He looked as if he might collapse at any moment, as if his soul had been drained. Seeing his former teammates in such a state made Oscar's chest ache. Though they had kicked him out of the team, and Little San refused to teach him his so-called minor tricks, they were still his classmates and teammates. No one felt good seeing them like this. It was a good thing I didn't join the fight, Oscar thought. If I had, I'd be lying on a stretcher too. Taoyuan Academy's students had been fierce. They weren't a team Shrek could match. He still wondered how Taoyuan's teacher had trained them. If he could join that academy and become their disciple, could he become as powerful as Ning Rongrong? Oscar fell into thought. Congratulations, Peach Garden Battle Team. You've made history in Sotu City's Great Soul Arena, a miracle of victory despite lower spirit power and being outnumbered. This was achieved by you, the announcer proclaimed. Per the agreement, 20% of this event's ticket revenue will be awarded to the winners. Standing tickets were 1 gold coin, outer seating 3 gold coins, and inner circle 5 gold coins. Total ticket revenue exceeded 30,000 gold coins. 20% of that is 6,350 gold coins, which belongs to your Peach Garden Battle Team. Additionally, here are the returns from the betting pool. This 2,000 gold coin wager returns 20,000 gold coins. The announcer's voice rose with excitement. And Peach Blossom Spring's little disciple, warm my teacher for 10,000 years? That was your wager, 100,000 gold coins. The return is 1,000,000 gold coins. Manager Ao distributed the match winnings to the Peach Garden team. When he took out the gold card and read the amounts, even he was startled. No wonder so many spectators had cursed and gone wild when Shrek lost. Most of their losing bets had simply filled the pocket of this girl from the Peach Garden team with the long, playful name. Before the match, who would dare bet on an unremarkable team? Ning Rongrong's 100,000 gold bet had skewed the odds, making everyone else pile onto Shrek to try and split her huge wager. When Peach Garden won, Ning Rongrong alone swept up over 90% of the betting pool. 1,000,000 gold coins. No wonder Manager Ao gaped. It was a stupendous sum, larger than many could imagine ever spending in a lifetime. Hearing the amount, even Suran was surprised. That old saying, the rich get richer, seemed true. He'd predicted she might make a lot, but not this much. Was she here to compete or to run a business? Hey, teacher, hurry, kiss me. Kiss me. I'll donate all this 1,000,000 gold to the academy. Hurry, hurry. Ning Rongrong chirped, swinging the gold card in front of Suran and tapping it against her cheek. She leaned her face forward, eyes closed, as if waiting for him to oblige. In her head, as soon as teacher leaned in, she'd twist her head and the kiss would become a French kiss. No, it must be a wet kiss. She wanted to feel teacher's warmth. Her face flushed at the thought. I'm truly a genius. The chance to be intimate with teacher was worth more than a mere 1,000,000 gold coins. All right, enough. Don't you know what kind of occasion this is? Stop messing around, Suran said, patting Ning Rongrong's head with a helpless smile. Ning Rongrong blinked innocently. So, teacher, you mean it's okay in private? You're challenging teacher's bottom line. Hiss, she pouted. Manager Ao drew a cold breath. The teacher-student relationship of the Peach Garden team was, frankly, a little heart-stopping. But Ning Rongrong's generosity was breathtaking. 1,000,000 gold coins just for a kiss from a masked teacher. What a grand gesture. Even an emperor might hesitate to spend like that. Manager Ao couldn't help envying the Peach Garden teacher. Now then, Manager Ao said, composure returning, it's time for Shrek to fulfill the prior agreement. First, Shrek, please pay 10,000 gold coins to the Peach Garden Battle Team and hand over your academy's land deed. Facing the stage and the eyes of everyone in the arena, the Shrek teachers could only obey. Chapter 45. Who agreed to you becoming teachers at Peach Blossom Spring Academy? Dean Suran, can we talk? What is it? That can we not pay the 10,000 gold coins and hand over the academy's land deed? No, Suran refused at once. Your Peach Blossom Spring Academy won the match, and one of your students even received 1,000,000 gold coins. You don't need this 10,000 at all. Can't you be magnanimous when you're in the lead? I really can't accept 10,000 gold coins right now. Flender rubbed his head and tried to explain. Suran, are you going to scold me now? Why are you acting like this, begging and groveling? We made a lot from the Great Spirit Arena this month. Yesterday's reward alone was 10,000. Just pay it, and don't let people look down on us. Yu Xiaogang kept his hands behind his back. He looked displeased, but still had to keep up appearances. Flender spread his hands helplessly. Xiaogang, it's not that I'm stingy. I honestly can't come up with 10,000 gold coins. You brought this on yourself. You said the combined Shrek and Royal Fight team had a 70 to 80% chance. I even heard a girl bet 100,000 gold coins on Peach Blossom Spring Academy, which skewed the betting pool to 4-6. I thought about betting 10,000 on us to win. If we won, we'd make 7 to 8,000. I didn't expect so many people to follow and bet on us, swelling our side's pool to over 1 million, and then we lost. Besides, Shrek doesn't even own the land deed. That land belongs to the village. What? Yu Xiaogong exploded on the spot. Flender, what can I say about you? Always greedy, always failing. How dare you shift this onto me? I'm not dealing with this. Handle it yourself. Yu Xiaogong angrily flicked his sleeve and turned his back. So you can't pay the agreed compensation, and you can't even decide what to do with the academy land. Su Ran's eyes narrowed behind his mask. I don't care about 10,000 gold coins or Shrek's campus land. But your Shrek started this fight. Yu Xiaogong personally came to my Peach Blossom Spring Academy and challenged me. My students then fought hard and won. If you can't even meet the basic wager, I won't swallow the insult or let my students suffer for it. Su Ran's tone grew colder. If you can't pay the 10,000 gold coins or hand over the campus deed, my demand is simple. You will pay with blood. Countless peach blossoms drifted out of thin air and fell over the Great Spirit Arena, the air filled with their fragrance, masking any hint of blood. Even so, Zhao Wuji trembled. He remembered the last time Su Ran had stormed into Shrek. Peach blossoms had fallen then too. He'd laughed at the time, calling it a woman's spirit, pretty and gentle. But those blossoms concealed a lethal sharpness. Su Ran could turn a single branch into a heavenly sword. One strike could pierce Zhao Wuji's vigorous Vajra bear and leave him helpless. It was the power of a true peak-level spirit, enough to make the great spirits of the upper 3 sects seem inferior. Give it to him, someone shouted. Old Flender! Gangzi! Get the money out, quick! Everyone, get your money out! A blossom floated onto Zhao Wuji's shoulder. Cold sweat poured down his face. He dug into his pockets and, hands shaking, took out over 1,000 gold coins and presented them to Su Ran. Dean Su, it's all I have. Calm down. No violence. Harmony brings wealth, someone muttered nervously. We're still short 8,000, Su Ran said without blinking. The pressure in the arena intensified. Flender and the others felt suffocated. Dai Mubai and Ma Hongjun, already badly injured, were panting hard. Flender clenched his teeth. I have over 3,000 left. I emptied my savings for my wife to get that, but that's all I have. He fished out what he could. I made some selling sausages, and I got a little from the Great Spirit Arena this month, Oscar said with a sigh as he counted out his coins. That's another 1,000. We're still short 4,000, Su Ran said. Xiaogang, what about you? Flender asked. That's your business. Don't ask me, Yu Xiaogong grumped. Then, after a pause, fine. Little San and I made the most. Here, this card should have over 4,000. No change needed. At that moment, Xiao Wu stepped forward and handed Su Ran a gold coin savings card. As she drew near, her gaze kept flicking to Su Ran's mask. She inhaled sharply, trying to catch any hint of the scent she remembered from the immortal-like man in the Stardew Great Forest. She wanted desperately to see the face beneath the mask. Hurry up and finish this, she thought, so we can merge the academies. She was itching to join Peach Blossom Spring Academy and impatient with all the dithering. Ning Rongrong's protective instincts flared the moment Xiao Wu moved closer. Hey, what are you doing getting so close? Have some decency. Where's the land deed? Su Ran asked next. Frankly, Shrek's campus was worse than any farmer's estate, but it was part of the wager and had to be handed over. Where's the deed, old Flender? Fix this, now! Zhao Wuji shouted, tugging at Flender. I hear you, but urgency doesn't help. It isn't mine. I don't have the money to buy it. Flender looked defeated. Xiaogong, you made the wager. You can't just walk away now. If it weren't for you challenging Mr. Su, old Flender, and I wouldn't have agreed to fight Peach Blossom Spring Academy. You have to take responsibility. Zhao Wuji's voice held more than a hint of accusation. When everything's fine, Yu Xiaogong acts the big shot, but when trouble hits, he goes missing. Yu Xiaogong took a steadying breath. All right, I'll handle the land deed. He turned to Manager Ao. Help me summon the Bishop of the Soto City Spirit Hall branch. Manager Ao, visibly intimidated by the aura radiating from Su Ran, didn't argue. The Spirit Hall had close ties with the Great Soul Arena, and they couldn't risk offending a potential spirit saint. In short order, a vice bishop arrived. Yu Xiaogong led him to a corner and showed him something. The vice bishop bowed with clear respect. I understand. Our Spirit Hall branch will buy Shrek Academy's land in the south of the city and transfer the deed to Peach Blossom Spring Academy. Holy, Xiaogang, what did you show him? You can even command people from Spirit Hall? Flender and Zhao Wuji stared at Yu Xiaogang, mouths agape. Grandmaster, you've been hiding your true strength, Flender muttered, half in awe. Okay then, the money and the land deed are settled, Suran said. Flender exhaled. Consider me unlucky. I accept that the academy is gone. From now on, I'll serve hard at Peach Blossom Spring Academy and be a good teacher. Mubai, Little San, Fatty, don't take this loss too hard. We'll study under Mr. Su. He'll transform us. Flender forced a smile, trying to reassure his students. Zhao Wuji immediately changed his tune and fawned. It would be an honor to teach under Dean Su. He'd been terrified of fighting Su Ran, but being on Su Ran's side was a different story. Yu Xiaogang, tall and proud, declared, I won't casually join someone else's academy, but by the wager, Little San must join Peach Blossom Spring Academy, so I'll reluctantly serve as a teacher there for a while. But know this, I will only teach Little San. Otherwise, I won't go. Silence fell for a breath. Wait, what do you mean? Flender and Zhao Wuji asked together. Did I say I was recruiting you to be teachers at Peach Blossom Spring Academy? Suran's face, even behind the mask, was full of incredulity. He hadn't said a word about appointing them as teachers. These two had jumped the gun, calling him Dean Su already, without any invitation. My students don't need your help, he thought. I never agreed to recruit you. Dean Su, there were too many people outside just now. Gangzi kneels before you. Dean Su, didn't we agree? The losing academy merges into the winners, students and teachers transfer over. Peach Blossom Spring Academy will naturally take us in. And, I see your academy only has you, Dean Su, as a teacher. You only have 4 disciples now. That's manageable. But once Little San and Mubai join, you'll have 9 students. How will you handle them alone? We can take positions here and help train the students to hunt spirit rings. Think about it. Dean Su, don't worry. I, Old Zhao, and Xiaogang are all elite teachers and old acquaintances. You only need to pay us 100 gold coins each a month. Su Ran cut Flender off with one cold word. Scram. Congratulations, you have been hired by Peach Blossom Spring Academy. Congratulations, you have been fired. His tone was icier than his words. Peach Blossom Spring Academy doesn't need you as teachers, and I will not accept these 5 students into the academy. The 10,000 gold coins are settled and the deed problem is solved. We're even. Don't cause trouble at Peach Blossom Spring Academy again, or it won't end with just losing an eye or a leg. Suran glanced over the members of Shrek's team and recited their information as if reading inspection reports. Dai Mubai, age 15. Spirit, White Tiger. Spirit power level, 38. Innate talent rating, S. Physical defect detected, One-Eyed White Tiger. Mental defect detected, Inner Demon. Talent downgraded to A. Mahongjin, age 12. Spirit, Evil Fire Phoenix. Spirit power level, 29. Innate talent, S. Physical defect, Lame Phoenix. Mental defect, Inner Demon. Talent downgraded to A. Oscar, age 14. Spirit Sausage. Spirit power level, 32. Full innate spirit power. Talent rating S. Spirit cultivation very difficult. Tang San, age 12. Twin spirits, Blue Silver Grass and Clear Sky Hammer. Spirit power level 32. Full innate spirit power. Dual world mental force. Reached entry level hidden weapons standard. Innate talent rating SS. Physical defects detected. Multiple bone injuries. Mental defect. Dao heart collapsing. Talent downgraded to S. Xiao Wu, actual age over 100,000, human form age 12, spirit power level 32, talent rating S+. Su Ran's eyes narrowed at the readings. The losses Dai Mubai and Ma Hongjin had sustained were irreversible acquired defects that had pushed their talents down. Except for Tang San, whose innate talent had for the first time surpassed S rank, the most impressive talent belonged to Xiao Wu, not Oscar despite Oscar's full innate spirit power. But that didn't make Suran eager to take any of them as disciples. Dai Mubai and Ma Hongjin were troublemakers, reckless, and with reputations that would only lead to scandals if they joined Peach Blossom Spring. Suran didn't have the energy or patience to clean that up, and their talents were already compromised. Oscar's sausage spirit, despite his potential, was low-grade. Cultivating him successfully would be harder than raising Ning Rongrong. Tang San's talent was extraordinary, but he had already acknowledged Yu Xiaogang as his master. Su Ran also distrusted Tang San's temperament. Having lived 2 lives, the boy was unusually shrewd. At first, when learning from a teacher, he used the formal honorific. Later, when he succeeded, he would call him teacher. When he surpassed them, he would call them by nicknames. That fickleness worried Su Ran. Xiao Wu's talent was the least problematic. No spirit beast that had completed a transformation after 100,000 years would be weak. But she was utterly devoted to Tang San, and he had a history of secretly learning techniques. Su Ran shook his head. None of Shrek's remaining students were suitable to become his disciples. An ignorant fellow, Yu Xiaogang, will never be beholden to others. Yu Xiaogang snorted, turned, and stalked off. Flender couldn't pull him back. We can't study at Peach Blossom Spring Academy? Xiao Wu's voice trembled with incredulous hurt. She had been counting on joining for weeks. Ever since she saw that ethereal young man in the Stardew Great Forest, she had been restless, following Shrek's teammates in spirit arena matches, performing to draw attention, and then purposely losing the final PK, everything in the hope of being accepted into Peach Blossom Spring so she could ask Su Ran about the man in her heart. Those 2 spirit beasts couldn't have appeared at Peach Blossom Spring Academy by coincidence. There had to be some connection with Su Ran. And now she'd been rejected. Mr. Su, I want to join Peach Blossom Spring Academy. Brother San does too. Why won't you take us? She asked, tugging at Tang San's sleeve. Tang San stood there, dazed, looking at Su Ran with conflicted eyes. Doubts crowded his mind. Could this Mr. Su truly teach unrivaled techniques? He had always thought his master the best, the person who could help him adapt quickly to this world of spirit masters. But after seeing others on Peach Blossom Spring absorb 2,000 or 3,000-year spirit rings and break the conventions his teacher had taught him, his teacher had said that a 3rd spirit ring's upper limit was around 1,700 years, Tang San found himself uncertain. If only one person could do it, fine, but it happened to everyone there. His mysterious heaven skill, after all, only warmed tendons and bones. It was auxiliary. Why could the others combine their unique skills with their spirits in ways he could not? His mind buzzed with questions he didn't know how to voice. I'm sorry, child. I don't accept just anyone. Talent, timing, attitude, everything has to be right, Su Ran said flatly. Then he turned his attention to the royal fight team and looked at Ye Lingling. I'm interested in this student's spirit. If you're willing to be my disciple, come with me. Ye Lingling was startled, pointing to herself. Me? Yes, you. It's an honor to be chosen, but I'm already studying at Heavendew Royal Academy. I can't just leave. She hesitated. For a moment she felt the lure. The masked young man who could cultivate talents like Ning Rongrong, Zhu Zhuqing, Meng Yiran, and Wang Sheng must be extraordinary. But it was their first meeting and her teammates were watching. Joining Peach Blossom Spring Academy felt like betraying her own school. Don't take her. Ning Rongrong, standing behind Su Ran, grabbed his sleeve nervously. I'm the teacher's only auxiliary tank. Teacher, please don't take our healer. If you need milk, I can try my best. Su Ran smiled. All right, you have doubts? Then forget it for now. But if you change your mind, you're always welcome to come down to Peach Blossom Spring Academy in the south of Soto City and see me. Perhaps I can help solve the innate flaw in your spirit. All right, let's go, Ye Lingling said, torn. Solve the innate flaw of my spirit, Duguyan muttered, arms crossed, casting a jealous glance at Ye Lingling. He only accepts Lingling? I thought a teacher who could cultivate 4 disciples like that would have discerning eyes. He can't even recognize my jade phosphor serpent. Her expression darkened. If he can solve Lingling's flaw, what about the poison that Grandpa and I have? Su Ran didn't expect Yu Xiaogang to be waiting outside the Great Soul Arena. As he led his 4 disciples away, a tall figure brushed past him. Dean Su, come with me for a moment. I have something to say. They moved to a quiet corner of Soto City. Without ceremony, Yu Xiaogang dropped to his knees before Su Ran. Dean Su, there were too many people outside just now. Gangzi was ignorant and impulsive. Now Gangzi kneels before you. I have studied spirits for 40 years, and this is the first time I've seen someone who can transform even an auxiliary spirit like the 7-treasure glazed tile pagoda into an indestructible defensive existence, and even give it offensive capability. I beg you to help me evolve my spirit so I can break through to spirit power level 30. If not as a teacher, Gangzi will be your disciple. Suran didn't even react. Chapter 47. Rejecting Yu Xiaogang. A gentle breeze stirred Suran's hair. Pale sunlight filtered through the gaps in the peach tree canopy, scattering across his finely carved peach blossom mask. He felt a sudden flutter of embarrassment. Grandmaster Yu Xiaogang had dropped to his knees so fast that it caught him off guard. Suran had never imagined the day would come when Yu Xiaogang would kneel and beg him to take him as a disciple. "You can just call me Gangzi," Yu Xiaogang breathed. "My father used to call me that." Suran blinked. "Gangzi?" Yu Xiaogang's voice fell into a tremble. "I only realized how bitter the wind can be after being out on my own for a while. I thought Academy disciples were born strong, like little San, naturally talented, with powerful families. But actually, the families behind the 4 Peach Blossom Spring disciples aren't what made them. Otherwise, the 7 Treasure Glazed Tile School wouldn't have risen as it did. Each of them has unique skills, and their spirits have evolved in ways I can't explain. That's not something their families alone could do. Only you, teacher, could make such things happen." He stepped closer, desperate. "I was born into one of the upper 3 sects, the Blue Lightning Tyrant Dragon sect. I should have awakened the continent's top Blue Lightning Tyrant Dragon spirit, but my spirit mutated into Luo San Pao." He swallowed, voice thick with shame. "A worthless spirit, fat, flatulent, completely useless. I researched everything, studied spirit theory, tried every method I could find to get rid of it. But no matter how hard I worked, my spirit power only advanced slowly. It's been stuck at level 29 for years." "Teacher, you can transform the 7 Treasure Glazed Tile Pagoda into something indestructible. Let that child evolve unparalleled power. You can help me too. Please, take me as your disciple. I want to evolve. If my spirit evolves, I'll obey you in everything. I'll respect you like a father. I want to be a powerful spirit master more than anything. I dream of it." Yu Xiaogang, who had carried the dignity of a grandmaster for years, now clung to Suran's leg and nearly wept. For a moment, Suran felt a stir of sympathy. Then Yu Xiaogang added, "I'll listen to everything you say. I'll respect you like my own father." At that, Suran's face hardened. Respect? Did you even respect his own father? Not going home for decades and never following his old man's advice was not filial behavior. The thought snapped something in him. "You're already a grandmaster of spirit theory," Suran said evenly, laying a hand on Yu Xiaogang's shoulder. "There's nothing I can teach you." "Please, don't call me teacher," Yu Xiaogang begged. Suran shook him gently, then stepped back and left a single sentence before turning away. "There are no worthless spirits, only worthless spirit masters. Work hard and improve yourself, and you'll find your way." Yu Xiaogang stared after him, stunned. That sentence, he knew it. It sounded like his own doctrine. How could the young man know his words? He had no answer. "Dean Su, I've been honest with you, and you still won't help me?" Yu Xiaogang called after him. "It's not meant to be. I can't teach you." Suran didn't look back. Take Yu Xiaogang as a disciple? Suran thought. My mind would have to be gone. His aptitude rating was E, lower than even that foolish kid Wang Sheng. Why take him when there were so many talented students who could learn quickly? No, he left without another word. From behind, Yu Xiaogang's voice rose in a cracked warning. 30 years east of the river, 30 years west of the river. Suran, you'll regret this sooner or later. A moment later, Flender, Zhao Wuji, and Qin Ming walked out of the Great Spirit Arena with their students, rubbing the dust from their knees. They had barely caught the tail of the exchange and looked mildly confused. "Oh, nothing," Yu Xiaogang said quickly when he saw them. He straightened and plastered on a composure he did not feel. "Suran tried to hire me as a teacher at Peach Blossom Spring Academy. I refused him." He turned to his students and forced a smile. "Little San, Mubai, don't lose confidence over this loss. Mainly it was because you two, Mubai and Fatty, made too many mistakes. Those mistakes led to emotional decisions in the match. I'll show you my hidden techniques and unlock your greatest potential so you can fight calmly and decisively next time. Next time you face Peach Blossom Spring, analyze the situation rationally and don't be careless." Ma Hongjun's lip bled where a tooth had been knocked out, and Dai Mubai rubbed his bruised side. The three Shrek students looked battered and uncertain. Do we still have a chance to beat them? Mubai muttered. My eye, Ma Hongjun complained. My left leg, another groaned. Teacher, can you really do it? They asked, eyes on Yu Xiaogang. He tried to answer with confidence, but their doubt was deep. They had been completely outclassed by the girls from Peach Blossom Spring Academy. Even at their best, they had been pushed to the limit, and now two of the main players were injured. Tang San, silent and brooding, asked for a moment alone. He walked forward without speaking. Huo Wu trailed behind him and whispered, Third brother, why don't we go to Peach Blossom Spring Academy together and beg Teacher Suran to keep us? I don't want to stay at Shrek anymore. I don't want to miss this chance. Teacher, what did that weird middle-aged man just call you over for? Zhu Zhuqing asked Suran later when they were walking away. Nothing much, Suran answered. He wanted to study with you all, apparently. Suran took his 4 students down a narrow side path away from the main road and quietly left Soto City. Ning Rongrong, who had just taken in 1,000,000 gold coins, probably the result of outwitting a host of gamblers, couldn't stop chattering as they walked. She shivered at the thought of a middle-aged man in their academy, imagining the awkwardness of cultivating alongside him. Teacher, you didn't agree, did you? She asked, tugging at his sleeve. Suran shook his head. No, I didn't. Ning Rongrong squealed. Ah, teacher, I'm so glad. I don't like that grandmaster at all. He acts like someone stole his life, and his spirit power is so weak. Teacher, please don't recruit him to Peach Blossom Spring Academy. Meng Yuran, sharper than Ning Rongrong, saw straight through Suran and grinned. Are you really sure, teacher? No, you're the fool, Ning protested, then blushed when Meng Yuran teased her. How dare you talk to your senior sister like that? Meng Yuran snapped in mock indignation, and Ning Rongrong quickly adopted a senior sister posture. Forget it. Today's a good day. I won't argue, Ning sighed, hamming it up. I earned 1,000,000 gold coins, and teacher, I get to kiss you when we get back to the academy. I'm so happy. Meng Yuran and Zhu Zhuqing shared the excitement, already eager to return and collect their rewards. They left the city, climbed the road toward the gate of Peach Blossom Spring Academy, and relaxed into the familiar scenery. But just as they neared the academy's entrance, a figure moved into view beneath the shade of a peach tree. A black-robed man leaned against the trunk, his robe hiding most of his face. When he saw Suran and the students approaching, he gave them a cool glance that carried a hostile edge. Zhu Zhuqing's hand flew to her weapon. Teacher, there's someone ahead. He doesn't look friendly. The man in black spoke calmly, voice flat. You finally returned. Suran halted. The man continued, a faint challenge in his words. I heard there's an extraordinary teacher here in this little place. I'd like to spar with you. Chapter 48. 3 Swords Defeat Tang Hao. As he spoke, the man in black slowly raised his right hand. A black light condensed in his palm and took form, a huge spirit. 2 yellow, 2 purple, 4 black, and 1 red spirit rings shimmered into being around him, each glowing with a potent aura. 9 spirit rings, and a red ring at the end. He's a titled Douluo, teacher. When the man in black displayed his spirit rings, Ning Rongrong grabbed Suran's sleeve in alarm, desperate to keep him from fighting. Teacher was strong, but he was only a spirit saint. How could he stand against a 9-ring titled Douluo? Why should teacher spar with you? Zhu Zhuqing and Meng Yuran hardened their expressions and went into protective mode as well. Wang Sheng had already activated Battle Tiger body protection and planted himself in front of Su Ran in the subduing tiger stance. Su Ran felt a touch of warmth at the disciples' simple, earnest loyalty. Though Wang Sheng's aptitude wasn't great, he stepped up without hesitation. Across from them stood not Dai Mubai or Tang San, but Clear Sky Douluo Tang Hao of the Clear Sky Sect. How dare a 3-ring spirit elder try to challenge him? This student really wasn't afraid of anything. You're being arrogant and overbearing, Tang Hao said. Mr. Su and I have no quarrel. Why provoke us? Even if I am a titled Douluo, there's no need for such tyranny. At that moment, 2 auras rose behind Su Ran. The Dragon Duke and the Snake Woman, who had come to congratulate the Peach Blossom Spring Academy after its recent victory, stepped forward. The Dragon Duke's staff burst into 8 spirit rings, the Snake Woman's staff into 6. Neither hesitated to confront the man in black. Clear Sky Sect? Ning Rongrong's eyes widened when the Dragon Duke and Snake Woman spoke the name. The Clear Sky Hammer? Someone whispered. The heirloom spirit of the former upper three sects, the Clear Sky Hammer. As the Dragon Duke and Snake Woman reminded her, Ning Rongrong recognized the spirit in Tang Hao's hand. The Clear Sky sect had been gone for years. Many younger people didn't know it. But as little princess of the Seven Treasure Glazed Tile School, one of the upper three sects, she had heard elders speak of the Clear Sky Hammer, the most destructive spirit on the continent. She clutched Suran's sleeve tighter. Winning or losing didn't matter so much as not wanting teacher badly hurt. Dragon Duke Mengshu, Snake Granny Chao Tianxiang. Tang Hao snorted dismissively, showing no respect to either. Their faces soured. Since you plan to attack Mr. Su, my wife and I will protect him, the Dragon Duke said. Mr. Su, we'll hold him. Go to the Spirit Hall branch and find the bishop. The Spirit Hall has a long grudge with the Clear Sky sect. If they learn a Clear Sky titled Douluo has shown up here, they'll send people. The two elders advanced, their auras intertwined in a way that somehow kept a cutting edge even under Tang Hao's pressure. Dragon Duke, Snake Granny, you're not a match for him, Suran said calmly, exhaling a peach blossom-scented breeze that nonetheless carved a path through Tang Hao's oppressive presence. I won't leave this to you. The elders still looked worried. There was a gulf of two major realms between a spirit saint and a titled Douluo. Tang Hao smiled coldly. Good, very good. I admire someone willing to take responsibility, he said. You're only in your 70s. I won't use spirit power or spirit abilities against you. If you win, I'll leave without another word. If you lose, you must do one thing for me. Go on. Suran understood Tang Hao's intention. This was the custom of elder and junior. The elder took a hit if the junior lost. Nothing unexpected. Tang Hao gestured, brimming with confidence. Against ordinary spirit saints, he wouldn't need his spirit at all. His bare hands would suffice. Yet he still held the Clear Sky Hammer in his hand, a gesture of respect toward Suran. Since you say you won't use spirit power or spirit abilities, if I don't defeat you within 3 moves, I lose, Suran said coolly. Tang Hao laughed. What an arrogant brat. No one has ever dared talk to me like that. Forget 3 moves. If you can beat me, I'll take your surname from now on. Tang Hao's eyes twitched. He had met many hotheads, but none so bold. Rongrong, Zhuqing, Yiran, Wang Sheng. Remember the sword routine I used to demonstrate during morning exercises? Suran asked the students, and his aura shifted. Ning Rongrong, Meng Yiran, and the others immediately focused. They had seen that sword routine many times, graceful like a dragon in water, light as a startled swan, beautiful, but they'd regarded it as ornamental, not truly deadly. You'll watch closely for these 3 moves. The essence lies in the intent. If you grasp it, your strength will rise, Suran said. First move, breaking void style. Peach blossom petals drifted down as a divine peach blossom branch descended from the flowering celestial tree, landing in Suran's hand. He surged forward with the branch, movements impossibly graceful. The branch was only as thick as a finger, wrapped in faint spirit power, but it moved like living thing, slipping through the reach of Tang Hao's Clear Sky Hammer without getting cut or crushed. Suran's body flowed around the hammer like a swimming dragon, always finding a gap. The branch traced toward Tang Hao's chest. Tang Hao's eyes narrowed. He sensed something wrong, planned to pull back, but the branch abruptly shifted in Suran's hand. Second move, breaking blade style. Though named to break blades, this move could dismantle any heavy weapon or overbearing armament. The Clear Sky Hammer in Tang Hao's hand was knocked clean away. Third move, breaking Qi style. This final move infused internal energy into the sword aura to shatter even massive waves of Qi. The peach blossom branch drove through Tang Hao's defense and pierced his chest. Blood bloomed, a red stain spreading. You lost, Suran said calmly. For a moment the branch could push no farther. Tang Hao had broken his promise. A surge of spirit power blocked the branch, and Tang Hao's hammer returned to his hand. He had taken the loss badly and refused to honor the conditions. Teacher, won. Ning Rongrong and Meng Yiran screamed with joy. Even usually impassive Zhu Zhuqing looked shocked. They had all misjudged teacher's true strength. The Dragon Duke and Snake Woman exchanged stunned looks. If Suran's teaching had already been an S-rank shock, this was SS rank. a titled Douluo taken down in 3 moves, and it was the notorious one from the Clear Sky Sect. How is this possible? Someone muttered. You must lose. Tang Hao's spirit power surged. 9 spirit rings flared around him, and the pressure shoved Su Ran back several steps. Su Ran's eyes narrowed. 7 spirit rings swirled beneath him. Purple, 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 then 4 blacks. An unusual arrangement. Even more startling, the 7th ring was a black ring with a reddish glint, a sign of a lifespan close to 90,000 years. 7 spirit rings, and all his spirit rings were over 1,000 years old? Tang Hao's face darkened. You must lose. This bargain stands. You will agree to my demand whether you want to or not. The demand was simple. Su Ran must teach Little San all the unique skills he had taught those girls. Su Ran must help Little San recover his shattered Dao heart. Su Hao, you don't plan to keep your word? Tang Hao taunted, misnaming him on purpose. Su Hao? Su Ran's eyes flashed. Tang Hao's nose wrinkled with anger. My name is Tang Hao. You yourself said that if I could beat you, you'd take my surname from now on, Su Ran replied flatly. You're courting death, Tang Hao bellowed, tightening his grip. Clear sky hammer, thunder settles the universe. Boom, white robes like snow falling from the 9 heavens. 1 peach blossom arrives and outshines 10,000 years of spring in the mortal world. What superb swordsmanship, truly superb. Feng Ji, you really should have brought old Chen Xin with you this time. If he'd seen such finesse, I wonder if he'd still have the nerve to claim the title of the world's #1 sword Douluo. If that were the case, this old man wouldn't have the chance to witness swordsmanship surpassing Chen Xin's. Better that I help. Clear Sky Douluo, you're a titled Douluo long famed across the land. After disappearing all those years, how dare you act so shamelessly now? Rongrong, step back. I'll help him. Around Taoyuan Academy, peach trees grew thick and lush within several hundred meters. A single colossal peach tree, 30 meters tall, burst from the ground. Petals filled the air like falling snow. In front of it stood only one young figure in white, calm and composed, holding a peach branch. A purple-white immortal master's diadem descended from the sky. Crimson peach energy streams spiraled out from the 4 disciples behind it, weaving around the flourishing giant tree. A voice announced, Strength 40%. Domain, Divine Beauty Peach Heaven. Every peach blossom in the air can become a sword. All plants answer to me. Under Peach Heaven, all are equal. Immortal Awe state activated. Suppresses spirits. 7th spirit ability, Red Dust True Body. Immortal Grade Metamorphosis, Attribute Sublimation. Entering Red Dust Peach Immortal State. 7 Treasure Glazed Tile Pagoda Amplification. Strength plus 40%, Spirit Power 40%, Speed 40%. The 7 Treasure Glazed Tile Pagoda glinted, its 7 treasures shimmering. Strength, Speed, Spirit Power, Defense, Attack. With a high-level amplification, the buff could be far greater, and Tang Hao was not to be underestimated. Su Ran concentrated and directly activated his 7th spirit ability, the Spirit Avatar. Crimson energy cloaked him, an immortal white mist spread, and he looked like an immortal who had just stepped out of a celestial peach grove. The sight was painterly, and Ning Rongrong was already entranced. Just as she came to and applied the 7 treasure amplification to Su Ran, 2 familiar voices spoke from behind her. At once, 5 buffs, even stronger than Ning Rongrong's, stacked onto Su Ran. His power transformed instantly. Only a handful of people in the entire 7 Treasure Glazed Tile School could release 5 amplifications at once. Dad and Grandpa Bone, why are you here? You came at the perfect time. Father, Grandpa Goo, help teacher teach that unreasonable man a lesson. He dared bully my teacher. Despicable. Ning Rongrong looked up, surprised. The 2 men who had appeared out of thin air were unmistakable. One with a face like polished jade, refined and gentle. That was Ning Fengji. And the other, Gu Rong, a huge figure whose frame seemed supported by bone. His voice rasped like wind in dry leaves. Ning Fengji walked over, patted Ning Rongrong's head, and smiled faintly. Gu Rong regarded Su Ran with respect. Su Ran didn't hesitate. He broke off branches in the air and transformed them into 9 peach blossom immortal swords. 6th spirit ability, 9 luminaries peach blossoms. The 9 luminaries, sun, moon, fire, water, wood, metal, earth, Rahu, and Ketu, became 9 peach blossom swords that launched instantly. They smashed straight into Tang Hao's enormous clear sky avatar. The clash did not put Suran at a disadvantage. Spirit power turbulence erupted, whipping wind and forcing the ground to sink. Everyone but Ning Fengji and Gu Rong was shoved back several steps by the aftershock. Seconds later, the two figures brushed past each other and fell silent as they landed, dozens of meters apart back to back. With this move, the outcome is decided, Gu Rong said coolly. Who won? Someone asked. Those who had boasted their dragon snake spirit fusion could finally understand why Suran had told them they weren't a match. Facing Tang Hao's hammer, they would likely have been flattened. Then a crackling noise came from Suran's direction, an odd sound. Teacher. Ning Rongrong, Zhu Zhuqing, Meng Yiran, Wang Sheng and the others' hearts leapt. They rushed to Suran. Don't worry, he should be fine, Ning Fengji said in a deep voice. Even with my amplification, for a spirit saint to pierce the right arm of a clear sky Douluo who was once so formidable, that's astonishing. He was right. Suran's 9 swords had not only withstood Tang Hao's crushing power, one sword had actually scored a mark on the otherwise indestructible clear sky hammer and then pierced Tang Hao's right shoulder. The sword had gone clean through his right scapula and right arm bone. The arm bone glowed faintly. Any discerning eye would see that it was a spirit bone. Tang Hao could no longer feign composure. He clamped his hand over his right shoulder and quickly sealed the wound with spirit power, but a finger-sized blood hole showed through, and the damage to the arm was obvious. Suran, I'll let you off this time, Tang Hao said through gritted teeth. I spare you because I cannot bear to lose rare technique. I cherish talent, remember that. 7 treasure glazed tile school, I, Tang Hao, will remember this. One day you will pay 100-fold. His figure vanished from Taoyuan Academy in an instant. He fled with practiced speed, leaving behind a parting curse. Soto City, on the outskirts. Tang San's thoughts still lingered on Grandmaster's teachings and Xiao Wu's non-stop chatter about the advantages of joining Taoyuan Academy as she led him toward the gates. Suddenly, a terrifying aura of battle rolled in from a kilometer away. The two hurried toward it and found several people gathered at the scene. One dark figure fled in disarray. Tang San froze when a voice he knew hit him. You are. Dad, Tang San cried. Dad, why are you here? Someone else echoed. Surprise filled Tang San. Before he could collect himself, a gruff command cut through. Don't ask questions, come with me now. And you, Tang Hao's sharp gaze swept over Xiao Wu. No, I'm not going with you. I want to stay, Xiao Wu shouted. From that distance, she had already caught sight of the figure at Taoyuan Academy's entrance. Part of a mask, the delicate outline. Even from afar, she could feel an ethereal, immortal-like aura. All living things seemed to brighten and quicken in his presence. Her heart raced. She knew instantly who he was, the dean of Taoyuan Academy, Suran. But Tang Hao's large hand closed like a clamp on Xiao Wu's arm. She struggled, but couldn't break free as he dragged her away. Chapter 50. A single thought of peach blossoms blooming, a single face appearing, all things being born, Part 2. Rongrong. I'm fine. It's just a pity that this peach blossom vein dragon mask, which has been with me for years, had its chain broken today. But I must thank Schoolmaster Ning for his help. With my current cultivation, I probably would have been the one to lose. As Tang Hao fled, Suran turned to express his thanks to Ning Fengji. In turning, the mask on the right side of his face showed a broken corner and its chain dangled snapped. He gently removed it, revealing a perfect, immortal visage to everyone present. Suran's victory had been perilously close. To land that sword strike, he had put himself directly in harm's way, barely avoiding Tang Hao's clear sky hammer. Had the hammer landed an inch closer, that magnificent face would likely have been scarred. But the risk had paid off. He had not only pierced Tang Hao's right shoulder, but also damaged the spirit bone in his right arm. As Suran reached out, a shard of fractured spirit bone drifted from the peach blossom immortal branch that hovered in the air. A shattered spirit bone suffers catastrophic damage to its quality. Tang Hao's right arm had been pierced clean through. It would be a miracle if it could be preserved at all, and its grade would certainly fall by at least 10,000 years. Suran took the peach blossom branch, paused, and then realized everyone was staring at him, stunned into silence. What's wrong? Do I look a bit disheveled right now? He asked, bewildered. No, teacher. You're really handsome. Meng Yuan and Zhu Zhuqing spoke in dazed tones. With the mask removed, Suran looked like a peach blossom immortal stepped out of a painting. He stood amid drifting petals, his ink-black hair stirred in the breeze. A few loose strands brushed his forehead and were caught by pink and white blossoms. His eyebrows and eyes were exquisitely refined, bright and limpid like starlight and moonlight. In them seemed to be the light of 1,000,000 years and the divine charm of peach blossoms. His nose was straight, his thin lips naturally red. When he smiled, it was like a spring breeze across a flowering orchard, making every bud open. When he was aloof, he resembled a frost-touched peach branch, cool and distant. He wore a moon-white robe embroidered with silver-threaded peach blossoms. His sleeves fluttered, petals settling on his shoulders as if to adorn him. He was so breathtaking that everything else seemed to lose color beside him. One could almost believe he had been formed from the very spirit of heaven and earth, a peach blossom immortal descended into the mortal world. At a glance, the world felt diminished. There was a proverb that came to mind, a dream shattered on the jade terrace, parting the golden halls, an immortal's peach blossom shadow drifting in the clouds. Pink petals fall to the mortal world, crimson haze entwines, mirroring a clear countenance. His eyes hold the vastness of the Milky Way. His stance embodies boundless freedom. Truly an immortal master visiting the human realm to teach disciples and bestow skills for ages. Ning Rongrong, you scared Rongrong to death. You're not allowed to put yourself in danger again. I'd rather you run away and save yourself than be hurt. Boo-hoo. It was Ning Rongrong who first recovered. She threw herself into Suran's arms, unexpectedly pressing a kiss to his cheek as she cried out, "Hey, Rongrong, don't, hey. All right, oh, don't cry. If Schoolmaster Ning sees you, he'll think I've taught his daughter to be a crybaby student," Suran said, smoothing her hair. Rongrong's display was clearly genuine worry mixed with a touch of opportunism. "Ning Rongrong, why are you kissing him randomly?" Meng Yuan blurted, stunned. Seeing their teacher's face at last, and then watching Rongrong kiss him, made her heart lurch as if someone had plucked at something she treasured. It felt like watching someone else take the thing she loved. The realization hit her sharply. This affable, patient teacher they had trained under was also impossibly beautiful. No wonder Rongrong always clung to him and sought his guidance. There had been more to it than mere admiration. Zhu Zhuqing, usually composed, flushed and blinked as disbelief roiled through her. The teacher who had overseen their drills, gentle, meticulous, so strangely kind, was actually an exile from the heavens, born with a face that stole breath. The effect on the young girls was overwhelming. Who among them did not harbor a secret longing for a prince? Suran embodied that unattainable ideal, a spirit, a strength, a presence, and an appearance that set imagination blazing. Hey, this is an agreement between teacher and me. Only I can kiss him. You're not allowed to kiss him. Don't move. Rongrong stuck out her tongue and hugged Suran's arm possessively. She loved to monopolize him. That was clearly an agreement you made up yourself. Teacher never agreed to that. Meng Yuan protested. Exactly, Zhu Zhuqing echoed, though her tone betrayed more than polite disapproval. If she had known teacher was so young and so incomparably handsome, she would never have let Rongrong have him all to herself. For months, she had focused on her cultivation, sometimes keeping a polite distance so Rongrong could have private moments. Now, Zhu Zhuqing's eyes flashed with a sudden, rebellious glint. I don't care, Rongrong insisted shamelessly. Old man, help me check. My hairstyle, is it messy? Do I still look dignified? Do I look good? Nearby, Snake Woman fretted and turned to the Dragon Duke. It's fine, he said at first, then paused, suddenly unsettled. Wait, he frowned. You've not worried about looking good for 20-30 years. What are you doing? Old man, you don't understand. People say that a late spring is the most precious, Snake Woman said, cheeks flushed. You wouldn't be interested in Teacher Sue, would you? Don't be ridiculous. You're 70 or 80 years old, Dragon Duke snapped, though sweat stood on his brow. He remembered how shy and deeply affectionate Sister Tianxiang had been when they had courted. Ning Fengji stepped forward then, his expression frank and appreciative. Teacher Sue is modest. Your talent is rare in this world. Even Clear Sky Douluo is likely far inferior. Even without my amplification, with Rongrong here, and the help of the peerless dragon snake, Tang Hao couldn't have made much trouble. This is the first time I've seen such a peerless person as Teacher Su. He cannot be compared to that thug. Gu Rong, standing beside him, looked puzzled. He remembered the earlier days in the sect, when the sect master had spoken of finding the person who had so bewitched Rongrong. Back then, the sect master had wanted to uncover the truth and teach the interloper a lesson, not praise him. The change in the sect master's tone surprised Gu Rong. Around them, the aftermath settled. Tang Hao had fled. The peach blossom branch floated, pink petals slowly drifting down like confetti as the gathered watched Su Ran, their teacher, and now an unveiled mystery, who had risked everything and had revealed far more than his face. Chapter 51. Rongrong. Father actually supports your pursuit of your teacher. That night the stars were bright. After seeing their teacher's astonishing appearance, the students of Peach Blossom Spring Academy couldn't sleep. Some stared up at the sky, dazed and dreamy. Some tossed and turned in bed, waking to find their sheets damp. A few were still practicing boxing in the academy square. Under the peach tree at the academy gate, Ning Rongrong, flushed with excitement, was being lectured by her father, Ning Fengji. You snuck out of the sect, wandered the continent by yourself. Do you know how dangerous that was? Ning Fengji scolded. But nothing happened, did it? If I hadn't snuck out, would I have had the chance to become a disciple of such a good teacher? Rongrong protested, still glowing with pride. So how did you, your father, and Grandpa Gu find your way here? Ning Fengji pressed. Rongrong felt a twinge of guilt, then remembered how extraordinary her teacher had been, and that she was now the only spirit master at the Seven Treasure Glazed Tile School, cultivating both defense and support, and even offense. She straightened, emboldened. Ning Fengji glanced at her helplessly. Do you think your letter sending was discreet? Look at what you wrote. If I hadn't come after you, you wouldn't even have known where you drifted to. Gu Rong chimed in, grinning. Exactly, Rongrong. At such a young age, you've already learned to have a crush on your teacher. Not good. Think about what you wrote in those letters. Master-disciple relationships have always been frowned upon. You don't know how angry your father was when he read those letters in the sect. Cough, cuff. No, Uncle Gu, it's the opposite. My view is, when you love someone, you must act decisively. Don't be fussy. In fact, Father supports my pursuit of my teacher. But you're still young, and some things shouldn't be rushed. When can I rush them? Well, naturally, you should wait until you're an adult to talk about marriage. Your teacher is the most outstanding young person I've ever seen. I've watched your matches. Your strength is remarkable. You've learned more than many ancestors of our Seven Treasure Glazed Tile Pagoda. You should have already mastered the 4-heart control of the 7-aperture exquisite heart, right? Hold on to this teacher tightly. Ning Fengji's earnestness made Rongrong's eyes sparkle. Father still spoils me. Humph, Grandpa Gu, look at you. Gu Rong was flustered. He'd planned to give Rongrong a stern talking to. Instead, the sect master had coddled her again. When he heard Rongrong's alias in the Great Spirit Arena, Peach Blossom Little Warm Disciple, he had nearly torn the table in two with anger. How had things turned so soft now? If the plan changed, he should have been told. Why was he stuck being the villain again? The next morning, Dragon Duke Meng Shu escorted Snake Woman to bid farewell to Su Ran. At the academy gate, Dragon Duke cupped his hands to Su Ran. Mr. Su, I sincerely apologize for doubting you before. After that battle, my wife and I have seen Yiran's progress with our own eyes. Without your guidance, she wouldn't be this strong. It is Yiran's fortune to learn from you, Mr. Su. From now on, Yiran will be entrusted to your care. She's been spoiled and willful with us. If she ever disobeys or offends you, scold her or even strike her. We will have no complaints. My wife and I have been away for over a month. We're returning now. After we handle matters at the Alien Beast Academy, we'll come visit you again. If those from Clear Sky Sect dare trouble you, send a letter. My wife and I will be on horseback in no time. Dragon Duke, you flatter us. Since I have accepted Yiran as a disciple, I will be responsible for her. As for Tang Hao, he shouldn't show his face for a while, Su Ran answered casually. I hope so, Mr. Su. We'll be going. Meng Shu tugged the Snake Woman's staff and marched away. Snake Woman's hairpin was set with peach blossoms, and she kept turning to look back, clearly reluctant to leave Peach Blossom's Spring Academy. Only when Dragon Duke pretended to threaten to reveal her old scandals did she wave a tearful goodbye. Mr. Su, the most beautiful thing is meeting, and the rarest is reunion. Until next time. Su Ran smiled faintly. Last night, he had refastened the mask's chain, but a fingernail-sized piece was missing from the lower right corner, exposing fair skin. Had his face been fully revealed, Snake Woman would likely have stayed rather than left with Dragon Duke. Peach Blossom Spring Academy? Are you a teacher at this academy? A Spirit Hall deacon in uniform had arrived the moment Dragon Duke and Snake Woman left. I am a teacher here, Su Ran replied. A young teacher like you is rare. Why wear a mask? My appearance tends to cause disputes and misunderstandings. I prefer to show myself with a mask, Su Ran said. The deacon hesitated, impressed by the man's bearing and the pale skin visible beneath the mask that suggested youth. They say you're a backview killer for looks. Anyway, I'm from the Soto City Spirit Hall branch. I'm here to deliver the land deed for Shrek Academy's site to Peach Blossom Spring Academy. Can you make a decision? Su Ran took the deed. Give it to me. Then put your handprint on the deed and stamp your academy seal. The land will be yours. Su Ran followed the formalities. Just then, a clear voice sounded in his mind. You have obtained the land deed for Shrek Academy's site. You can merge Shrek Academy into Peach Blossom Spring Academy, add 2 student dormitories, develop 2 fertile plots, and plant peach and red maple trees along the path. Completion rewards: 1 opportunity to attach the best spirit ring compatible with the host's physique, 2 bags of spiritual field nourishing fertilizer, and 10 top-grade flower and plant seeds. Su Ran's eyes flickered in surprise. He hadn't expected such generous rewards for expanding the academy, even a spirit ring attachment opportunity and items for cultivating spiritual fields. He was close to breaking through to level 80 and would soon need his 8th spirit ring. One more thing. I heard someone from Clear Sky Sect appeared nearby yesterday. Spirit Hall teams may be patrolling the area. If you encounter them, cooperate with their investigation and don't be nervous, the deacon added as he handed over the deed. Su Ran nodded. All right. Peach Blossom Spring Academy's Peach Garden Battle Team has been the talk of Soto City Great Soul Arena these past 2 days, winning 4 against 7. Those are rare talents. Our bishop asked me to invite your academy to merge into Spirit Hall. If you do, the Soto City branch will provide excellent support and help your students qualify for the Continental Elite Spirit Master Tournament in the future. Before Su Ran could reply, Ning Fengji arrived and dismissed the offer with an indifferent wave. It suited Su Ran. He had no interest in being constrained by Spirit Hall politics. How dare you, the deacon began, but then turned at the sight of the newcomer. Ning Fengji offered a serene smile. That girl Rongrong is playful and willful. She must have given Dean Su many headaches. As Rongrong's father, of course, I have to help the academy. I heard Spirit Hall was delivering the land deed today. On the way here, I bought the 2 nearby hills. Consider them a dowry for Dean Su. No, a gift for the academy. I've hired these workers to repair the land and hills. If Dean Su needs anything built, tell them and it will be done. Ning Fengji's tone was matter-of-fact, but the generosity was unmistakable. Shrek Academy had never managed to buy a piece of land, let alone 2 hills, yet he had acquired them with casual largesse and handed them over as if it were nothing. The Spirit Hall deacon, who had already been cowed by the 7 treasure glazed tile school's presence, bowed and retreated hastily. The message was clear. Peach Blossom Spring Academy would remain independent, and its future would be shaped on its own terms. Chapter 52, Immortal-Grade Flowers and Herbs Transform Immortal Disciples. Taoyuan Academy's expansion proceeded at full steam, and classes slowly returned to their normal rhythm. The only change was the way 3 girls looked at their teacher, with nothing but admiration. Even with his mask on, Su Ran made them daydream. They found their thoughts wandering, their cheeks flushing, and then embarrassedly snapping back to attention. During class, please listen attentively. Did defeating Shrek Academy make you lose your will to improve? Rongrong, Zhu Zhuqing, Yuan, although your aptitudes are stronger than Wang Sheng's, you should truly learn from him the core spirit of perseverance and steadiness. You may be nearly unbeatable among spirit masters of your level, but can you beat each other? Before a spirit king or spirit emperor, will you still be able to resist? When we recognize our own insignificance, we must grow stronger, not grow complacent. Standing on the podium, Su Ran's final words were aimed at his students and at himself. If Tang Hao had fought without holding back, would they still have stood a chance? Their victory over Shrek should not breed complacency. It should spur them to higher goals. Wang Sheng, praised by Su Ran, scratched his head awkwardly. Teacher, it's not that I'm particularly resolute. It's because I'm a man. If I were a girl, I'd be just as carried away as they are. Teacher, you can't blame me. Heh, only blame the teacher for being too tempting. Sorry, teacher, we were wrong. We won't do it again. When Su Ran casually produced the Academy's disciplinary rod, Ning Rongrong instantly sat up straight and composed herself. She remembered what her father said. Most boys like gentle, virtuous, considerate girls. She had to be the sensible student who solved problems, not caused them. Zhu Zhuqing and Meng Yiran blinked and grew serious as well. The rod wasn't for show. Its strikes left bone-deep stinging pain. Very good. This is the attitude of a proper classroom. Although you won, I'm happy for you, but I must point out your mistakes. Su Ran's tone was cool as he went over the battle. Your fighting style was too risky. You took the initiative to attack when outnumbered, not because you were especially clever, but because your cultivation methods were stronger. Yet you overlooked that every cultivation method has a limit to the power it can sustain. Rongrong, once Zhuqing gained the advantage, you should have immediately executed an offensive plan, but you ignored that we were still outnumbered. Active offense doesn't suit dispersed attacks. You should have used a concentrated assault, uniting the team into one force. You're not an ordinary support. You can take part in combat. You shouldn't always stay at the back. With your golden bell cover protecting you, what are you afraid of? If Shrek's spirit masters attacked you directly, it would create openings for your teammates. Taking useless damage at the rear only hurts your team. Because you were isolated at the back, Ma Hongjun had a chance to target you. That was why Shrek adopted a conservative style, letting only Ma Hongjun, who was under level 30, focus on you. If Yu Tianheng and Ma Hongjun had attacked together, you would likely have become a liability. Once your golden bell cover was broken, half the battle would have been lost. Zhuqing, Wang Sheng, you two did well, but you were still too risky. Zhuqing, you used your third spirit ability to lock down Daimu Bai too many times and exhausted your spirit power. You were almost unable to react on the front lines. In a 7v7 scenario, an agility attack system, pinning down an attack system, Spirit Master can be effective, but you were 4v7. Your actions put too much pressure on Wang Sheng. Yuran, you weren't as aggressive, and precisely because of that measured approach, you were able to cover the whole field. You reduced Wang Sheng's burden up front while constantly monitoring the enemy. When Tang San used the godly Zhuje crossbow, a hidden weapon with lethal power, you and Zhuqing reacted in time and used Hell-Flying Flower to secure the victory. However, if it weren't for the slight edge the hidden weapons provided at the end, your spirit power would have been largely drained. Your Earth Nether hand can absorb toxins, but it's not infinite. Absorbing the 8 spider lances and the jade phosphor poison pushed it close to its limit, while Yu Tianheng and Du Guyan still had more than half their spirit power. At that point, could you still have remained so calm? A day after the victory, Su Ran poured a basin of cold water on his students, reviewing the battle in precise detail. Wang Sheng and Zhu Zhuqing fell silent. Thinking back, their teacher's critique was accurate. If the Spirit Douluo match had forbidden external weapons and only allowed spirits and their own strength, their tactical shortcomings might have been fatal. Teacher, why did you criticize me the most? I want at least one compliment, Ning Rongrong said, feeling a little wronged. She had contributed a lot, yet received almost only critique. Su Ran smiled faintly. You're the captain, the team's strategist. You must see the whole picture and plan deeply. Your 7-treasure glazed tile school trains the 7 apertures exquisite heart. Last month, I specifically trained you in that skill. You can now simultaneously control 4 minds, observe Zhuqing, Yiran, and Wang Sheng at once, formulate plans, and change targets as needed. Yet you didn't do that. Of course, this was your first real team combat. As a support, you've never had team battle experience, so it's understandable you didn't do it perfectly. Still, Rongrong, you must remember, at the same realm, the commander bears primary responsibility for victory or defeat. Great love respects life. The essence of a steady spirit is treating your teammates' lives as your own when choosing strategy. Since you're the team's captain, my demands of you will be stricter than of others. That is my hope in you. Hearing that, Ning Rongrong's hurt faded, and a secret thrill rose inside her. I'm the teacher's hope. I'm his favorite student. The thought made her tremble with excitement, and she felt another of her 7 apertures exquisite acupoints open. All right, that's enough review. Despite my dissatisfaction with your tactics, you did win. I've prepared prizes for the victory. Those called, come up and receive them. Ning Rongrong. After pointing out their faults, Suran tapped his mask and produced 4 exquisite boxes. He could scold them when needed, but he had to reward his beloved disciples as well. Ning Rongrong's eyes shone. The mask was actually a storage spirit tool. Rongrong, your prize is an immortal-grade flower, the golden body-glazed flower. It can directly break your 7-treasure golden bell cover through to the 4th layer, strengthen your physique, and even transform your spirit, the 7-treasure glazed tile pagoda, into the 9-treasure golden body glazed. Even without deploying the golden bell cover, it will be indestructible. Wangsheng, yours is the immortal-grade storm tiger stripe bamboo shoot. It can truly transform your battle tiger into a king tiger or tiger king, and might grant your spirit the storm attribute. Zhu Zhuqing, come claim your immortal-grade herb, the yin nether spirit guiding grass. It will allow your spirit, the hell civet, to complete its evolution from a netherworld spirit cat into a 9 nether spirit cat. It can also guide you through the 2nd hall of King Yama, the cold nether hell. Mengyaran, yours is the flower of the other shore dead. This can transform your snake staff into a staff of the dead, opening the doors to the great summoning of the dead. You will be able to truly communicate with the dead. Even opening just the first gate allows you to summon a dead spirit within the absorption limit of your body's age to fight for you, effectively giving you an additional summoning ability. It will also greatly increase the carrying capacity of your Earth Nether hand, which will help when you later learn other hidden weapons in the Netherworld instrument Thousand Cry. Teacher, these are all immortal-grade flowers and herbs? The 4 burst out. To be precise, Suran said calmly, what Yuran and Zhuqing received are technically demon-grade flowers and herbs, but they are on par with immortal grade in level. Receiving their teacher's gifts, Ning Rongrong, Zhu Zhuqing, Meng Yaran, and Wang Sheng were stunned. They had never even heard of immortal-grade flowers and herbs before, but the radiance flowing from them and the power that resonated with their bodies made clear these were rare treasures beyond price. These were the trophies their teacher had prepared for them, priceless. Ning Rongrong puckered her lips in thought. There was no way these could be bought with 1,000,000 gold coins, right? The teacher always said he had no money, but he clearly had treasures fit for the richest of men. Chapter 53, Xiao escapes to Taoyuan Academy. The new campus of Taoyuan Academy was expanding at a breathtaking pace. Ning Fengji had recruited skilled craftsmen for Dean Su, and their workmanship was superb. In just a few days, the foundations for the new campus buildings had been laid, and within 20 to 30 days, the main structures would largely be finished. In the meantime, the Academy's 4 students had been absorbing the essences of immortal-grade flowers and plants. Those plants not only improved their physiques and strengthened their spirits, they could also raise spirit power by more than 6 levels. In other words, after absorbing them, the student's spirit power would reach around level 37 or higher. As for Suran, he had not only received the evolved spirits his 4 disciples had shared with him, he had also gained rewards in spirit power and spirit ring age. Lately, he lived quite leisurely. Every day, he tended the fields of the new campus, using the spirit field treasure land, nourishing fertilizer. The system had rewarded him, enjoying a relaxed farmer's life. Spirit power, 78.379. First spirit ability, plucking branches as dreams, 1,190 years, 1,400 years. Second spirit ability, a dream peach sword order, 1,950 years, 2,300 years. Third spirit ability, chaotic red flying snow, 5,060 years, 5,800 years. Fourth spirit ability, scarlet moon peach bloom, 13,030 years, 14,000 years. Fifth spirit ability, burning flower, 1,000 peach slash, 25,970 years, 30,000 years. Sixth spirit ability, 9 luminaries, peach blossom sword, 51,380 years, 63,000 years. Seventh spirit ability, red dust, true body, 89,500 years, 98,000 years. Spirit field treasure land, nourishing fertilizer, can enrich and transform ordinary land into treasure land, capable of cultivating top-grade and immortal-grade flowers and plants. It was only when the sun set and the mountains flushed with a faint yellow-orange glow that the craftsman left the site. Cicadas began to chirp, and the moon climbed into a starry sky. Suran looked over the day's harvest and smiled. The top-grade flower and plant seeds the system had given him were rare. Though not as precious as the immortal-grade varieties, they grew much faster. Once mature, they could be used to make spirit bone nutrient solutions for students, medicinal baths to temper the body, and other strengthening treatments. Being a good teacher was difficult. A teacher who loved his disciples planned for their long-term future. Suran had worried over Ning Rongrong and Zhu Zhuqing, and especially over Wang Sheng. His innate physique was the weakest, and without medicinal herbs his spirit power risked being surpassed by the others. "Mission accomplished," he murmured as he scattered the last seeds and hung his hoe in the hastily erected shed. Shrek Academy. No, it should now be called Taoyuan Academy's new campus. The main road through the campus was paved in white jade bricks 1 to 2 meters across, grand and luxurious. Nothing like the muddy roads of Shrek. Young peach trees lined the avenue. Because of Suran's spirit traits, they grew quickly. Trees planted the first day had already sprouted several centimeters by the second. In less than half a year, they would be tall and lush. The moonlight was bright, but seemed to Suran's mind faintly blood-tinged. As he passed into the outer courtyard of the main campus, he saw Wang Sheng still practicing subduing Tiger Fist, fierce, decisive, with each punch and stance producing a hollow ring that showed his proficiency. Seeing Suran, Wang Sheng relaxed his posture, bowed slightly, and called out, "Teacher." Clean up and get ready for dinner," Suran said casually. "Who?" one of the students asked, but Suran's gaze shifted. He caught a sharp scent, the metallic tang of blood. Turning, he saw a disheveled girl at the school gate, blood staining her leg where an arrow had pierced her. She limped weakly toward the entrance, her hair in disarray like a pitiful beggar's. A pair of rabbit ears drooped on her head, a fluffy white tail stuck out from her backside, and even her hands had become soft rabbit paws. A spirit beast aura radiated from her. Tears filled her eyes as she looked at Suran and sobbed. "Suran, Teacher Suran, can you save me?" "Huo Wu, you." Suran was stunned. The girl had forcibly reverted to her spirit beast true form. She must have used the origin power of a 100,000-year spirit beast. That was a desperate, life-threatening move. It could cost her life at any moment. "Suran, Teacher, save me, please, save Huo Wu." Her voice trembled, and then her body went limp. She collapsed unconscious at the academy's entrance. "Wang Sheng, what happened?" one of the others asked. "Isn't that the girl from Shrek who used to follow Tang San? How did she get so badly hurt?" another whispered. "Why did she come to Taoyuan Academy?" "I don't know. Teacher said she needs to rest, so please, back to your dorms, senior sisters," Wang Sheng said awkwardly. That night, Ning Rongrong, Meng Yiran, and Zhu Zhuqing, who had watched Suran carry the unconscious Huo Wu back into the inner courtyard, pushed through the gathered students to question Wang Sheng. He, too, was puzzled. He had glimpsed the rabbit tail and wondered if it was just his imagination or if the girl had been in some spirit-possessed state. Outside the academy, Ning Fengji had been strolling with Gu Rong the past few days, checking on Rongrong's cultivation. Seeing the transformation of Rongrong's 7-treasure glazed tile pagoda had filled his heart with joy. Among the younger generation of the school, few were talented enough, and he had great hopes for her. Under Suran's guidance, Rongrong had broken free from the support role limitations of their school and stepped onto a new platform. He would have gladly given half the 7-treasure glazed tile school for Rongrong's future. This evening, as he and Gurong passed Taoyuan Academy, they had seen a disheveled white rabbit girl running toward the gate on a side road. He had recognized her and meant to seize her, but by the time he moved, Su Ran was already there. Gurong glanced toward a shadowed corner and said lightly, "There are petty villains chasing her, probably coveting 100,000-year spirit ring. That kind of temptation isn't something everyone can resist." "Little San, you're still too soft-hearted. You shouldn't have helped her break her chains, giving her a chance to escape. You shouldn't have hesitated." In the darkness, Tang Hao watched the gate of Taoyuan Academy, gripping his shoulder where a sudden rush of blood had caused a sharp pain. "Father, you're badly hurt." "It's nothing, just a superficial wound," Tang Hao replied. "Father, I understand what you mean," Tang San said quietly, pain and conflict on his face. "But Xiao Wu is the one I grew up with, my sister, chaining her like a wild beast." "Fool," Tang Hao snapped, his voice hard. "Can't you see? She's a 100,000-year transformed spirit beast. Otherwise, she couldn't run like that. Her growth potential is limitless. From her alone, you could obtain a 100,000-year spirit bone and a 100,000-year spirit ring. With those, your strength would jump to a new level. And behind a 100,000-year spirit beast, there will be knowledge of other high-aged spirit beasts, immense help when you hunt spirit rings for your second spirit later. If her heart were with you, then fine. Everything of hers would belong to you. But her soul has betrayed you. You can only do this unless you want to forever lose to the students of Taoyuan Academy." Tang San's chest tightened. The thought of losing to Taoyuan Academy stirred a fierce competitive spirit in him. How could he not want to win? But his expression was complicated. Was becoming stronger worth betraying someone he loved? "Alas," Tang Hao sighed. "Parents love their children, and they plan for the future. Little San, Father is doing this for your own good. You don't understand the power a 100,000-year spirit ring will give you. I know you have feelings for that girl. No one knows your predicament better than I do. But this is a cruel world. If you are not strong enough, you have no right to speak of feelings." "And she's already escaped anyway," Tang Hao added, eyes flicking warily toward Ning Fengji and Gurong on the main road. "Just don't regret your choice today in the future." With that, he took Tang San's arm and, wincing slightly, the two figures disappeared into the night. Chapter 54. Xiao Wu reveals her heart, becomes Su Ran's disciple. "No, don't. Third brother, please, don't." At Taoyuan Academy, in the middle of the night, Xiao Wu woke with a scream. She had been running in her dream down a narrow village path, burning her essence to flee while Tang Hao and third brother chased her. Juge crossbow bolts blocked her way and a hidden weapon struck her leg. For Xiao Wu, nothing was more terrifying than that scene. Third brother was the only person she had to rely on since coming to the human world. The rabbit couldn't tell whether what she felt was love or kinship, only that she felt safe with him. That sense of security had been shattered. She could never have imagined that third brother, because of a single word from his father, would point hidden weapons at her. Suran teacher," she whispered when she found Suran at her bedside, her eyes brimming with tears. I have nothing left. Third brother's father discovered my identity and wanted to imprison me. He wanted me to become third brother's spirit ring. Suran teacher, I'm a 100,000-year spirit beast who took human form. You must want to kill me too, right? I'd rather you killed me and made me your spirit ring so I could stay with you forever. Before you do anything, could you let me look at you one more time?" Suran sighed. He had suspected that Tang Hao might have learned Xiao Wu's true identity, but he hadn't expected it to escalate like this. Tang Hao himself had once suffered the loss of a 100,000-year spirit beast and yet could be so ruthless toward Xiao Wu. Perhaps he wanted to pass that sheltering protection on to his son. Perhaps he understood the radical change a 100,000-year spirit ring could bring because he had gained one himself. Suran's expression softened. "Rest and recover," he said. "No one here will take you as a spirit ring, and I won't kill you." He handed her ointments. "These will stop bleeding and heal scars. There are some private areas I can't treat. You'll have to apply medicine there yourself. This cup has powdered clear heart Ganoderma in it. It will help calm the chaotic qi in your body. but you've overexerted your cultivation. You've exceeded your current limits. There is a risk of tearing or sudden collapse if you push spirit power now. For the time being, avoid using any spirit power and focus on recuperation. There's a bucket of warm water and a towel. These clothes I borrowed from Rongrong. Change into them after you clean up. It's more comfortable to sleep clean. Once you've recovered, you can decide whether to stay or leave. Suran glanced at her, then left the room, leaving Huo Wu sitting there in a daze. The next morning, the sky was clear. A faint golden light spilled across the windowsill, and a soft peach blossom scent drifted in. Huo woke groggy, comforted by the fragrance. Her wounds had healed overnight, and she felt much better, though she still limped from the leg wound. On the bed, she found dried sweat from her nightmares, visions of her mother being hunted by spirit masters, of herself being abandoned and turned into someone else's spirit ring and bone. In the worst moments, she could neither fully become human nor revert to beast form and would be treated as prey. At the end of one dream, however, a handsome, gentle figure descended like a peach blossom immortal and stood by her. "It's all right. No one here will take you as a spirit ring," he had told her. That sense of protection felt like the warmth she had known with her mother. Opening the door a crack, she let a ray of sunlight warm her face and looked out over Taoyuan Academy. Two lithe students danced among silver threads, springing dozens of meters into the air by stepping on flying peach blossoms, pure lightness skill. Nearby, a small figure who looked like a delicate princess radiated golden light as she formed a complex palm and fist sequence and struck iron stakes with tremendous force. The stakes rang and shuddered. From the distant school gate came a thunderous report, someone firing a cannon as part of training. Huo Wu had only seen a fraction of such practices before. Tang San's training had been basic and physical. These methods were refined and precise. They were taught by Immortal Brother. No wonder they improved so much in just a few months, the students murmured. Under the peach tree in front of the academy, Suran sat grading their periodic assessments, spirit knowledge tests, and practical skill progress. The papers before him recorded more than scores. They tracked each student's unique development. Ning Rongrong, Spirit Transformation, 9 Treasures Golden Bell cover, Spirit Power level 38, Individual Strength rating 59, Team Contribution 88, Advanced to 4th Layer Golden Bell, Stress Resistance 78, Wing Chun Inch Punch Stage 2, 60. Zhuqing, Spirit Transformation, 9 Nether Spirit Cat, Spirit Power level 38, Individual Strength rating 83, Team Contribution 74, Advanced to 2nd Palace Yama, 2nd Stage Movement Technique, Agility 79, Earth Nether Hand Negative Pressure Strength 81, Hell Hidden Weapons Comprehensive Test 72. Meng Yuan, Spirit Transformation, Necro Snake Staff, Spirit Power level 37, Individual Strength rating 74, Team Contribution 79, Open the First Gate of Undead Grand Summon, Necro Communication 67, Earth Nether Hand Negative Pressure Strength 73, Hell Hidden Weapons Test 78. Spirit Transformation, Storm Tiger King, Spirit Power level 37, Individual Strength rating 78, Team Contribution 78, Subduing Tiger Fist 75, Tiger Form Fist 92. Huo Wu watched him intently. To her, Su ran sitting among falling peach blossoms, reviewing papers with quiet concentration, perfectly matched the Immortal Brother she had seen in the Stardew Great Forest. For a moment, she was spellbound. "Su ran, teacher, if you don't mind that I'm a spirit beast, can I become your disciple?" she blurted, voice trembling. "I really want to be your student. If you won't let me study here, I have nowhere else to go. As long as Suran teacher takes me as your student, even if you only let me be a maid, I'll obey. I'll do anything you ask. I can pour tea, fetch water, warm the bed." She gathered her courage and poured out everything. She had come to Taoyuan Academy with nothing left to lose. If acceptance meant staying by Suran's side, even if it led to death, she was willing. Chapter 55. Evolving a 10,000-year spirit ring and spirit bone, Red Dust Domain, White Jade Capital in Heaven. If you become my disciple, you will be a student of Taoyuan Academy. I will teach you cultivation techniques to make you stronger, and the academy will be your backing. However, you will no longer be able to act as freely as before. You must not harm the academy or betray your fellow students. You must calm your mind, Observe etiquette, study diligently, respect your teachers, and strive for self-improvement. Can you do that? Suran set aside the students' report cards and looked at Xiao Wu. She showed no hesitation. I can. I will definitely do it. From now on, the academy will be my home, and teacher will be my heaven. No matter what happens, Xiao Wu will stay here. Even if I die, I will die by teacher's side. Your heart is earnest, but try not to say such inauspicious things, Suran said lightly. A peach blossom token flew from his hand and landed in hers. Take this. From now on, you are my disciple. You are the Academy's 5th disciple, and the name Xiao Wu suits you. For the next few days, you should recuperate at the Academy and heal your injuries. I will find a way to resolve the trauma to your body. Thank you, teacher. Xiao Wu trembled as she took the token. How long had she waited for this? How many times had she been disappointed? She never expected the day to come when she was at her most disheveled and helpless. She held the token like a treasure, almost unable to contain her joy. Since you are my student now, I'll give you this booklet as a gift for becoming my disciple, but your current condition isn't suitable for practicing its contents yet. Read it now and wait until your body recovers to actually practice. Suran waved his hand, then, as if remembering something, took out a small booklet and placed it in front of her. Xiao Wu picked it up as if it were priceless. She flipped it open, and after only glancing at 2 pages, her face flushed and her small rabbit tail wagged furiously. Teacher, will you personally teach me the poses in this booklet later? I might not be able to personally demonstrate them to you. It's a method of cultivating the mind and nurturing one's nature, tailored especially for you. Cultivating the mind, nurturing one's nature. It sounds so nourishing, but it would be a pity if I can't use these poses with teacher. Xiao Wu felt a little shy but hopeful. Suran casually reached for a peach blossom branch propped by the window, tapped her on the head with it, and said sternly, Xiao Wu, don't let your imagination run wild. The poses in this booklet will make your body more flexible. It's called yoga. You're a soft-boned rabbit in human form. These exercises are an ideal basic foundation for you. Ah, so that's what it is. I was overthinking it. All right. Xiao Wu pouted, a touch disappointed. She still really wanted to try the poses with teacher. The booklet described moves that were clearly suited to her. Yoga pose, downward-facing dog. Place hands and feet on the ground. Raise the hips to form an inverted V, stretching the backs of the legs and spine to promote blood circulation. Yoga pose, one leg standing stake. Stand on one leg with the other raised as high as possible, keeping both legs straight to improve balance, stretch the hip joints, and make the legs more supple. All right, your body isn't ready for strenuous movement. Go back and rest, Suran told her. Okay. Xiao Wu hesitated, then turned back. Oh, teacher, you didn't answer me last night. May I see your appearance again? The one I met in the Stardo Great Forest. That was you, wasn't it? Suran didn't hide it. He nodded faintly. It was me. That day I just captured 2 spirit beasts as preliminary selections for a student's 3rd spirit ring when I came across a little girl with a nosebleed. And I still have the warm towel you gave me because it was given by teacher. Xiao Wu reached beneath her skirt and produced a white towel she carried everywhere, still faintly scented with her own fragrance. Seeing that made Suran rub his forehead and wave her off. Go on. Go on. You'll have plenty of chances to see me in the future. He wondered, was keeping this girl as a disciple a blessing or a complication? Accepting Xiao Wu as a disciple acceptance reward issued. All spirit ring years increased by about 10%. Spirit power increased by 0.5 levels. Unique skill and cultivation technique library drawing chances 3. First time accepting a 10,000-year transformed spirit beast as a disciple. Extra host reward, a spirit bone matching the highest year spirit ring the host's physique can withstand, random body part. Result, 10,000-year external spirit bone, Cloud Dream Immortal Wings. Host evolves his first 10,000-year spirit ring, Red Dust True Body Transformation triggered, awakening the 10,000-year Red Dust domain, White Jade Capital in Heaven. Xiao Wu had barely returned to her room to rest when Suran, having finished reviewing the assessments, felt his body tremble as if on the verge of a breakthrough. The reward for accepting Xiao Wu had arrived at the most critical moment for his advancement. He felt the surge of power as his seventh spirit ring evolved past the 10,000-year mark. Red Dust's true body transformed within him. His red dust domain awakened to the white jade capital in heaven, and he acquired a 10,000-year spirit bone at the limit of what his body could handle. Once absorbed, it would bring a tremendous increase in strength. Dean Su, congratulations on gaining another extraordinary disciple, said a familiar voice. Ning Fengji and Gu Rong had walked slowly through the training square and now stood in front of the Taoyuan Academy schoolhouse to offer their congratulations. Su Ran nodded. Schoolmaster Ning, Bone Douluo, I imagine you can discern this girl's identity. I ask that you not reveal it. That is natural, Ning Fengji replied. You are Rongrong's teacher. Since she has become Dean Su's disciple, she is also Rongrong's classmate. If her identity were exposed and attracted covetous people, it would affect Rongrong's studies here. I, Ning Fengji, would not do such a foolish thing. However, I do have a favor to ask of you during this visit, Ning Fengji added. Speak, Su Ran said. To be honest, during the spirit fighting competition, I was very impressed by the terrifying hell-flying flower used by your two disciples. I heard from Rongrong that you're also proficient with those so-called hidden weapons. I'm very curious about them. Would you be willing to discuss or show them to me? Su Ran understood his intention immediately. Are you asking whether I possess hidden weapons like the godly Zhu crossbow used by a Shrek team competitor that could equip the 7-treasure glazed tile school? You are indeed a perceptive man, Dean Su. I won't beat around the bush. If Dean Su has such an item, I'm willing to purchase it at a high price. Ning Fengji's eyes were full of expectation. Auxiliary sects needed new attack methods for spirit masters desperately. Without Su Ran, he would have taken the matter to Tang San himself. Su Ran nodded. Ning Fengji and Gu Rong both grew visibly interested. Chapter 56, Teaching Huo Wu Tai Chi. A few days later, Ning Fengji and Gu Rong, having finished the hidden weapons deal with Su Ran, had already gone to commission and assemble the parts. At Peach Blossom Spring Academy, in the classroom, the 4 students who had eaten breakfast after their morning exercises were seated on time. Su Ran stood on the podium and spoke calmly. Today, a new student will be joining Peach Blossom Spring Academy. You already know her. She's Huo Wu from the old Shrek Academy next door. I expect you all to be united, friendly, and to get along. Huo Wu, come in. You can sit next to Zhu Zhuqing from now on. A girl with a scorpion braid, looking healthier than before, walked in and formally introduced herself, as Su Ran had arranged. Hello, everyone. My name is Huo Wu. I'm the teacher's 5th disciple. Hello, senior brothers and sisters. Please forgive me for any mistakes I've made in the past. Huo Wu bowed cheerfully to Ning Rongrong, Zhu Zhuqing, and the others. Being able to study here was something she had long wished for. Peach Blossom Spring Academy felt sweet and welcoming. All right, I can see your attitude is good. I'll accept you as part of the team. But you must listen to your senior sister from now on. I'm the eldest senior sister, Ning Rongrong. You can call me Captain or Senior Sister Rongrong. Hello, I'm Meng Yuran. You can just call me Sister Yuran. You can call me Wang Sheng, Saint Sun, Brother Sheng, whatever you prefer, Wang Sheng said bluntly. Zhu Zhuqing only exchanged a look with Huo Wu and said little. She and Huo Wu had known each other back at Shrek Academy. Sitting down beside Zhu Zhuqing, Huo Wu leaned over and whispered, Zhu Zhuqing, you're so clever. If I had half your sense and decisiveness back then, I wouldn't have suffered so much. I wish I'd apprenticed with you. A faint smile touched Zhu Qing's cool face. It's good that you're all right. At least you made the right choice in the end. Huo Wu nodded eagerly, eyes fixed on Su Ran on the podium. To Huo Wu, Su Ran was like a guiding light, an immortal from the 9 heavens, showing the correct path. And most importantly, Su Ran was incredibly handsome. All right. Today I'm handing out your assessment sheets. Come up and collect them. The scores reflect your strengths and weaknesses. You need to summarize where you fall short, make use of your strengths, and cultivate them. Learning without thinking leads to confusion. Thinking without learning leads to danger. Hard training, reflection, and comprehension are all important. For the rest of the time, you'll stay in the classroom to meditate. Huo Wu, come with me. Su Ran handed out the assessment sheets he had graded, and his teacher's comments to the four students, then took Huo Wu outside to the training ground. Teacher only called Huo Wu out? Ning Rongrong watched Huo Wu follow Su Ran and felt a little envious. It had been days since Su Ran had personally guided her cultivation. She glanced at her own assessment and blushed. Strong in appearance but lacking in substance, many ideas but little practice, cannot let go of airs. Next time, a slap on the hand. Teacher, what does strong in appearance but lacking in substance mean? You haven't even tried anything on me yet. How can you say that? Zhu Zhuqing's note read, putting in effort but needs more thought. Stubbornness is undesirable. Intelligent and spirited, but all energy focused on hidden weapons. Severe academic imbalance. Brute strength is crude, but it does solve the problem of slow comprehension. On the training ground, Huo Wu blinked and asked Su Ran, Teacher, did you call me out for something? Su Ran pointed to a padded area and nodded. Huo Wu, stand over there. All right, teacher. You want me to demonstrate yoga on this mat, right? For a moment, Su Ran imagined Huo Wu bending and twisting into blush-inducing yoga poses. Huo Wu was a soft-boned rabbit. Her bones were more flexible than most people's, with a suppleness that let her perform every yoga posture without strain. Huo Wu, yoga can help your flexibility, but it's just an introductory exercise. You don't need to show that to me, Su Ran said. What I want to see is your soft technique. Ah? Soft technique? Huo Wu returned to a normal stance and paused. Teacher, my soft technique can't be demonstrated alone. It needs a target. Then use me as your target, Su Ran said calmly. Is that all right? Wouldn't a student attacking a teacher be disrespectful? Huo Wu stuck out her tongue. It's permitted by me, so it's fine. You may even use your spirit abilities, Su Ran added. All right, teacher, be careful. The power in my soft technique is considerable. Soft technique was Huo Wu's innate transformation skill, which she had mastered at 6. It included a devastating 8-stage instant kill drop, and together with her spirit abilities, waist bow, charm, and teleportation, it formed a distinctive system. This combination explained how her aptitude could reach S+. Her skills and physique complemented each other perfectly. Huo Wu sprang forward like a coiled spring, aiming to entangle Su Ran close in the way soft technique demanded. Su Ran, who usually moved with composed grace in both fist and sword, began very slowly this time, deliberately leaving openings. Teacher, you're slow, Huo Wu called. But as Su Ran slowly placed his hands before him, Huo Wu had already reached him. Her small hands closed on his larger ones, trying to pull him into an embrace and execute a sudden throw. Just as she was about to lock his body into a close hold, Su Ran used her pull to his advantage. His chest collided with her soft torso and sent Huo Wu flying several meters across the mat. Huo Wu landed, startled. She couldn't believe that after coming so close to a face-to-face embrace with her teacher, she had been sent hurtling away. Still, the teacher smelled so nice. Huo Wu felt strangely happy. Sparring with the teacher legitimately meant physical contact with him, but the next few attempts only frustrated her. Though Su Ran's movements seemed slow and opened, whenever she applied force, it felt as if her power were absorbed and then returned with greater force. She kept being beaten by the returned strength. The more force she used, the harder the teacher's response pushed back. That mat was there for a reason, to protect her when she was thrown. At last, Huo Wu sat down on the ground and refused to get up. No more, no more. Teacher is stronger than me. His strength and speed are both greater. My soft technique is useless against teacher. Huo Wu, actually, I barely used any of my own strength. Most of the force I used was borrowed from yours. Borrowed from mine? Can you borrow strength? Huo Wu was stunned. Of course you can. This is Tai Chi, using an opponent's force against them. A wind gathered around Su Ran. As he assumed a posture, the air formed a yin-yang diagram, leaving Huo Wu wide-eyed. Su Ran explained evenly. Each of my students will learn a foundational signature technique. Wang Sheng has the tiger form fist. Rongrong practices the golden bell cover. Zhuqing and Yiran focus on movement and handwork. You need a foundational art too, to refine yourself. So the Tai Chi you want me to learn uses an opponent's force against them? Huo Wu's eyes gleamed. Her soft technique feared strength and weight-based opponents. When an enemy was stronger, she couldn't close in. If she could use the opponent's power against them, she could still employ her 8-stage instant kill drop even against heavier foes. It's not only using an opponent's force against them, Su Ran said. Your soft technique is offense-oriented and lacks defense. Tai Chi is about using a few ounces to overturn 1,000 pounds, about skill overcoming strength, balancing hard and soft, advancing and retreating, offense and defense as one. Watch carefully as I demonstrate. You can remember the words or not. The important thing is to grasp their meaning. Su Ran began to recite the form, his voice steady as he moved through each posture. His chant was like a lesson in motion. Expand and contract, bend and stretch, no one knows. Rely on pushing, leaning, and binding. Chop, strike, push, press, gain ground, sweep, lift, pluck horizontally, hard to defeat. Hook, prop, force, embrace, everyone knows. Flash, startle, seize the chance, who would guess? Feign defeat, pretend retreat. Is that a loss? Lure, turn, rush back, thus win. Roll, tie, support, sweep, subtle and exquisite. Horizontal, vertical, chop, hack, wonders abound. Intercept, advance, block, stop. An elbow that pierces the heart. Meet the wind, step up, punch like a red packet. 2 changes, sweep and press, face hung kick, left and right pins, the leg stays solid. Intercept front, press back, seamless locks, feint east, strike west, be familiar with this. Upper cage, lower lift, you must remember. Attack, retreat, dodge, do not delay. Hide the head, cover the face, found everywhere, pierce the heart, chop the ribs, rare in the world. When Su Ran finished the set, the falling peach blossoms around him were drawn by the force of his fists and swirled at his feet to form a perfect Tai Chi symbol. Su Ran stood within it like an otherworldly figure, slowly withdrawing his stance. To Huo Wu, his posture overlapped with the immortal beauty she had imagined in her heart. She was mesmerized, goosebumps prickled her skin, and a blush spread across her fair face. Watching the teacher perform felt exhilarating. Huo Wu, did you remember the Tai Chi I taught you? Teacher, I remembered most of it, she said. And now, only a little of it. And now, I've forgotten most of it. Teacher, am I stupid? No, that means you're about to grasp the essentials. Remember, Huo Wu, Tai Chi is about having no fixed moves better than relying on fixed moves. It's the essence that matters, not the specific postures. Huo Wu seemed to understand, but not quite. Her eyes went wide, her expression a comical mix of realization and confusion. Chapter 57. Teacher enters seclusion for a breakthrough. Dugu Bo comes to cause trouble. Huo Wu, what kind of boxing technique is that you're practicing? So slow. Can it even do any damage? Isn't your teacher tricking you? That looks like some old woman health routine. I'm glad I'm not learning this set, or I'd go mad. It has forms, lots of them, but teacher said my boxing shouldn't be chained to forms, or I'd get stuck. So I often forget the forms, and I don't know how to practice properly. The new wing of Taoyuan Academy was nearly finished, and Huo Wu had been training with the other students there. Her original essence still hadn't fully returned, so she could only do basic drills. Word had spread that Su Ran had taught her a new boxing style, and the other senior students were curious. What they saw, however, was Huo Wu moving slowly through a sequence that looked more like health exercises than lethal martial arts. She lost the sequence often, and the others couldn't help but feel exasperated. Ning Rongrong grinned, a faint golden light emitting from her. Looks like teacher favors me. He's teaching me the Wing Chun inch punch. Now that's real boxing. Come on, Huo Wu. I'll show you the inch punch, she said, striking an iron stake planted in the ground. A pale golden aura burst from her fist. The stake trembled, and a clear fist print scored its side. Had there been a body there, it would have suffered terrible internal damage. Huo Wu stared, surprised. A punch that could scar metal, this was something else. Wang Sheng scratched his head and tried to comfort her without quite knowing how. Teacher's instructions are right. Practice as he said, Wang Sheng said. I can vaguely sense the hardness and softness in what you're practicing, even if you haven't figured it out yet. Really? You can tell that? Huo Wu's eyes brightened. I always thought your tiger form fist was powerful. You must have great boxing comprehension. Can you give me some tips? Wang Sheng rubbed his buzz cut sheepishly. Teacher says my comprehension is low. Others learn something after one lesson. I need 3. Others need 1 practice to get it. I need 10. I learned the basic tiger form after tens of thousands of repetitions. Now I'm working on subduing tiger fist, aiming for 100,000. But teacher also said, practice 1,000,000 times and the meaning will appear. So keep at it, your perseverance will pay off. He cheered Xiao Wu on, and she nodded determinedly. Okay, I'll work hard and catch up so I don't hold everyone back. Temperamentally, Xiao Wu found this set of Tai Chi difficult, but Su Ran had chosen it to temper her. Seeing how far ahead the senior students were and how strong Ning Rongrong's support techniques were, only steeled her resolve. She returned to the training ground and resumed her slow, focused practice. Perhaps Wang Sheng was right. 1,000,000 repetitions, and the meaning would come. Suddenly a commotion rose at the academy gate. Taoyuan Academy, small boxer, call out your teacher. An uninvited guest had come. He was an old man with ink-green hair and beard and emerald eyes that glinted like jewels. The entire figure seemed almost otherworldly, a phantom moving with slow, deliberate calm. He pushed through the gate and approached where Wang Sheng was practicing beneath the peach blossom tree. Wang Sheng stopped, cupped his hands politely, and warned, Elder, teacher is in seclusion these days and is not receiving visitors. Please return later. Seclusion? Dugubo's eyes narrowed. An invisible pressure rolled outward. Gusts of emerald light like poisonous wind swept across the courtyard. The falling peach petals withered and turned brown in an instant. No one goes into seclusion in front of me. I must see him now. He pushed forward, stepping into the school. Wang Sheng's face registered surprise. This man was powerful. He could kill with a single stroke. But as Taoyuan Academy's only male student and the one on gate duty, Wang Sheng didn't hesitate. He activated his spirit possession, braved the poisonous wind, and planted himself in the old man's path. Yellow-green tiger stripes of energy coiled on his limbs. Elder, you cannot enter. Dugubo's expression shifted into something like amusement. Brave, this lad, unafraid of his poison. There was a force in the boy's spirit that even he felt. Impressive, but not enough to withstand Bilin's serpent poison. Get lost. Dugubo's emerald gaze went cold. A wave of toxic aura struck Wang Sheng. The boy staggered, flew 10 meters before slamming into the ground and steadying himself, only to realize he had been poisoned. Emerald rune-like marks blossomed across his skin and raced inward. Wang Sheng forced himself to sit cross-legged and used the breathing technique Su Ran had taught him to circulate his internal energy and protect his heart. Gritting his teeth, he spoke through clenched teeth. Elder, please leave. Taoyuan Academy does not welcome rude guests. For years, wherever I went, academies treated me with respect, Dugubo said, disdain curling his voice. Here you treat me rudely. Curious, aren't you afraid of death? Wang Sheng replied calmly. Teacher said, a gentleman is respectful and makes no mistake. Be courteous to others. Elder, you're being rude, so you're the impolite one. What elder? He looks like a mere bandit. The commotion drew Ning Rongrong, Zhu Zhuqing, and Meng Yiran from their courtyard practice. They landed beside Wang Sheng, faces paling as they sensed the poison's potency. This poison, Ning Rongrong said, it feels familiar. Yes, the same Bilin serpent poison we met in Soto City at the Great Spirit Arena, but much stronger than Duguyan's, Zhuqing added. I thought the younger one couldn't win, so the older came for revenge, Meng Yiran said, just like that fool from the Clear Sky Sect. Old man, Wang Sheng talked to you politely, and you still poisoned him. That's too much. Ning Rongrong's temper flared. She wrapped herself in 4 layers of golden bell protection. The 9-treasure golden body glazed tile pagoda materialized in the air. Golden light surrounded her, and when she struck, the wind of her punch was like a blade that could split stone, the Wing Chun inch punch. Dugubo's eyes changed. The aura on the girl felt familiar. That spirit technique, why did it remind him of someone? He moved to grab Ning Rongrong, but misjudged her strength. She punched him square in the chest. The impact shoved him back several paces and left a muffled groan. Not only does she have the amplification of the 7-treasure glazed tile pagoda, but it's stronger than the real thing. And she resists my poison. Indeed, as Yaner said, the students from Taoyuan Academy are unusual. Unfortunately, you're still weak. He sneered, dusting himself off. His gaze sharpened at the others. Let's see how much Bilin serpent poison your golden bell and those dark hands can absorb. Dugubo watched in mounting interest as Meng Yiran and Zhu Zhuqing's palms glowed a dark purplish black, drawing the Bilin serpent poison from Wang Sheng. The toxic marks on the boy faded rapidly. He hadn't come just to harass the academy. He'd come for those hands that could pull poison out of a body. He intensified the poison in his body. Two streams of venomous aura flowed out. One washed over Ning Rongrong's golden defenses. The other attacked the two girls' earth nether hands. "You old ghost, how shameless! At your age, you dare attack teenage girls," Ning Rongrong snapped. "Little girl, do your parents teach you manners?" Dugubo retorted coldly. "If they were here, you wouldn't have a chance to strike," Ning Rongrong shot back. Meng Yiran and Zhu Zhuqing's faces were serious now. Though they had improved a great deal over the last months, the pressure of an attack by a titled Douluo was immense. Their expressions darkened as they struggled to hold their ground, but Dugubo found his respect for them growing. Ordinary spirit elders, or even typical spirit ancestors, would have collapsed long before under the poison and pressure he was releasing. Yet these students still held on. Behind a peach blossom stone screen, Huo Wu had stopped her tai chi and watched silently. She could feel the strength of the newcomer and realized that if she revealed herself, her identity as a spirit beast might be exposed. But she had enjoyed her time at Taoyuan Academy, and Suran had taught that one never abandons classmates or gives up on teammates. Just as she summoned the courage to run out and help, a pair of large, warm hands settled on her shoulders from behind, making her whole body shiver. A soft voice, like a breeze through bamboo, whispered close to her ear. Huo Wu turned and saw a figure whose aura had shifted again, this time radiating an immortal-like calm. He didn't need to reveal his face. His presence alone was extraordinary and transcendent. He stooped and spoke gently. "Teacher, you've come out of seclusion?" "Yes," he replied. "Your identity is special, and your original essence hasn't healed yet. It's not appropriate for you to appear before a titled Douluo. Go back to the house first. I'll handle this." Huo Wu's heart clenched. Of course he had come. Her little rabbit chest tightened with relief and admiration. "Teacher," she breathed, "you're so handsome." Chapter 58, The Life and Death Talisman, teaches Dugubo a lesson. A dignified poison Douluo, bullying the young and weak. What a disappointment. "Dugubo, get out of my academy." A young man in white strode out from the inner courtyard of Taoyuan Academy. His bearing was graceful, his eyes narrowing as a peach blossom branch whipped through the air, cutting cleanly through the poisonous mist without a trace of contamination. The force of the strike slammed into Dugubo and actually hurled him past the academy gate. Only when Dugubo caught the branch did he realize it had pierced his chest, staining it with poisonous blood, yet still humming with the vitality of peach blossoms. The power of a titled Douluo? Dugubo stared at Suran in alarm. That blow could only have been delivered by a titled Douluo. Perhaps only the sword Douluo could possess such pinpoint sharpness. This meant Suran was no spirit emperor, no spirit saint, not even a regular spirit Douluo. His strength had to be at the titled Douluo level. How could such a young titled Douluo exist on the continent? There must be a mistake. The intelligence is wrong. Yonner misled me. Teacher, you finally came out of seclusion." As the peerless figure appeared, the tense faces of Ning Rongrong, Zhu Zhuqing, Meng Yiran, and Wang Sheng relaxed into surprise. Suran glanced toward Wang Sheng and, with a casual wave, withdrew all the poison from his body. Even the Bi-Lin serpent poison, lingering in the air, was completely cleansed by Suran's immortal jade hand. The peach trees and blossoms that had been corroded by the venom suddenly burst back to life, leaves and petals unfurling. "Wang Sheng, how do you feel?" Suran asked. Wang Sheng breathed deeply and replied respectfully, "Teacher, I'm fine now." "That's good," Suran nodded. "Teacher, you're being unfair again, only caring about Wang Sheng and not about me," Ning Rongrong said from the side, her voice faint. As more classmates gathered, she felt her teacher's attention slipping away, like the one she loved had married several others and her share of his affection diminishing. "The golden bell cover is impervious to water and fire," Suran said calmly. "It resists blades and spears as well. A mere dose of Bi-Lin serpent poison couldn't break it through in such a short time." Among the four disciples, Wang Sheng had been the most vulnerable to poison. Suran couldn't ignore him. "All right, step back. Leave the rest to teacher." "Teacher, be careful. His poison is not simple," Zhu Zhuqing and Meng Yiran warned, glancing at Dugubo with concern. Don't worry, teacher knows what he's doing. Suran gave them a reassuring look. Ning Rongrong and the others moved back, but didn't go far, hiding like Huo Wu behind the peach blossom stone screen to peek. Zhuqing, what do you think teacher's strength is now? Ning Rongrong whispered. I'm not sure, Zhuqing answered, but teacher will handle it. He always can. If Bone Grandfather and Father weren't busy, teacher wouldn't have to act. Bone Grandfather would have beaten him to death. Ning Rongrong muttered irritably. Douluo stood at the gate, arrogance writ across his face. Douluo, you trespassed into my Taoyuan Academy and poisoned my students. I'll give you two choices. 1. I'll poison you the same way. If you can withstand it, I'll drop the matter. 2. Bow and apologize to my students. Suran walked up and said it as if stating a simple fact. He had indeed been in seclusion. During that time, he had broken through to level 80, attached his 8th spirit ring, and absorbed the 100,000-year external spirit bone, the Cloud Dream Immortal Wing, bringing him up to level 86 spirit duo. With his unique skills, Douluo was no match for him. Douluo flung the peach blossom branch that had struck him to the ground. A large emerald serpent materialized behind him. 9 spirit rings glowed on his form. Yellow, yellow, purple, purple, black, 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 black. I won't choose either, he sneered. I'm the one who gives others choices, not the other way around. I didn't come here to hurt them, but they blocked me. Make me apologize? If that gets out, I'll be a laughingstock. A titled Douluo bowing to a 30-level brat? Heh! He laughed coldly. Then we'll see whose blade is sharper in blood. Suran remained indifferent. He plucked a branch from the air, a unique peach blossom branch suffused with immortal qi, and as it hovered before him, his spirit rings became visible. Douluo's pupils constricted at the sight. Purple, 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 black, 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 red. An 8-ring spirit Douluo with 2 100,000-year spirit rings, Douluo realized. The 2 red rings, 100,000-year rings, made Suran's aura overwhelmingly superior. So you're that teacher from Taoyuan Academy, Suran? Douluo's tone softened. He was no longer as brash. I didn't come here to make enemies with Taoyuan Academy. I only wanted to speak. If we fight, this whole area for several thousand meters will become my poison field. I won't gain anything. Poison Douluo doesn't come to speak. We come to settle scores and coerce. Suran's voice was cold. Either apologize to my students, or I will return your poison the way you gave it. Fine. I am the titled Poison Douluo. I'm not afraid of your poison. There's no toxin that can fell me. Come on. Douluo's chest rose and fell with defiance. If your poison is useless on me, then you must promise to do one thing for me, Suran said. This was the first time Douluo had met someone willing to risk confronting a titled Douluo over a group of students, someone who would go to extremes rather than back down. This isn't a gamble, Suran went on. This is a punishment for your arrogance, and the prerequisite for me to treat you as an equal. You're not in a position to make demands. He knew Douluo's motive. The man had come seeking a remedy for the poison afflicting himself and his granddaughter. But Douluo's methods were reckless. If he'd been outside the academy today, what would his students have endured? Suran had to teach him a lesson. Yaran, Zhuqing, watch closely. This item is called the Life and Death Talisman, one of the poison weapons recorded among the underworld artifacts. Remember this. Poison that burdens the body and erodes flesh is simply poison. A hidden weapon is something that harms body parts and blocks the throat with blood. What does both is a poison weapon. You'll learn more as you go. Suran reversed his spirit power in his palm and condensed an ice talisman as thin as a cicada's wing. With a single motion, he struck it into the space between Douluo's brows. When the Life and Death Talisman entered his body, Douluo only felt a coolness that quickly faded. He couldn't detect anything further and assumed his venomous constitution had dispelled Suran's attack. Kid, I'm already full of potent poison. Your little trifle won't hurt me. Now we can talk like civilized people, Douluo said, arrogance flaring. Don't be so quick, Suran replied. The Life and Death Talisman hasn't begun to act yet. Once it does, it grows more intense over time, itching and pain escalating steadily for 81 15-minute intervals, then easing, only to swell again. It repeats without end. Let's talk once you can survive the first round of 81 15-minute intervals. With that, Suran turned and returned to Taoyuan Academy. Dugubo, unconcerned, leaned against a peach tree by the gate. "Kid, I hope your poison won't disappoint me. Otherwise, my trip will have been for nothing," he taunted. "Then don't beg for mercy," Suran answered without turning. "Don't worry. Even if I die, I, Dugubo, will not squeal," Dugubo declared fiercely. "Do you think my title as Poison Douluo is only for show?" Chapter 59, Ice and Fire Yin Yang Well, Trading for an Apprenticeship Opportunity, Part 1. So itchy. "Ah, it's killing me. Scratch, scratch, somebody help me. It hurts so much. I can't take it anymore." Early that morning, Wang Sheng was already up, his fists whistling as he finished a set of subduing Tiger Fist. He stopped when he heard Dugu Bo's agonized cries from the direction of the academy gate. He followed the sound and found Dugu Bo sprawled on the ground outside the gate, rolling and clawing at himself in torment. The peach trees by the entrance were rubbed bare where Dugu Bo had been trying, in all sorts of awkward positions, to reach the unbearable itching on his back. The imposing demeanor of the famed Poison Douluo had completely vanished. He looked utterly disheveled and broken. At first, the pain had been a faint pinprick sensation. Then it had felt like ants crawling over him by the thousands. And finally, as if every inch of skin and every nerve were being sawed apart. After one night under the life and death talisman's curse, Dugubo's mouth was dry, his eyes bloodshot. The Bailin serpent poison's old backlash had only ever given him localized spasms before, but the torment from the life and death talisman, after even a few hours, far outstripped that by hundreds, maybe thousands of times. He now understood the phrase, worse than death. Seeing Wang Sheng, Dugubo crawled to his feet and practically fell at his feet, pleading, "Kid, I apologize. I apologize to you. Find my teacher. Detoxify me. I'm sorry. I beg your forgiveness." He grasped at them, desperate. "I give up. Please, I really can't take it anymore." Students nearby snickered, recalling who had boasted the day before that he would never yield, even if poisoned to death. Beneath the falling pink blossoms, the notorious Poison Douluo, who had once been feared across the continent, bowed low to Wang Sheng, Ning Rongrong, Zhu Zhuqing, and the others. "Yesterday I did not intend to kill you," he said through clenched teeth. "I only wanted to test your strength and detoxification. I apologize sincerely. It was rude of me to barge into Taoyuan Academy. I lacked manners. I won't dare do such a thing again. Dean Su, please, the real antidote." Dugubo looked at Suran, trembling with fear. The most terrifying aspect of the life and death talisman was that it didn't kill you outright. It ground down your will with relentless pain. No matter how strong or proud a person, a few days under it would break them. "Wang Sheng, Rongrong, do you accept his apology?" Suran asked. Ning Rongrong pouted. "He didn't poison me personally. Teacher was the one who intervened, so I don't care. You decide, Wang Sheng." Zhu Zhuqing, cradling two large white rabbits, said coldly, "I don't mind either way." Wang Sheng inhaled and answered, "My teacher taught us, forgive when you can forgive. If he's truly apologetic, I can forgive him. But please, senior, don't do this again. This old man guarantees I will obey Taoyuan Academy's rules from now on." Dugu Bo, still shaking from the talisman's aftereffects, raised his hand and swore. Only then did Suran toss a small white pill to him and settle at the stone table beneath the peach tree. "After you take this," Suran said calmly, "the itching and many of the pains will subside within an hour." An hour later, Dugu Bo was leaning against the tree with a long, relieved sigh. The worst of the pain had indeed eased. He watched Suran with something like awe. The 4 students had already returned to their training, and Dugu Bo could see glimpses of their special exercises. Earlier, Yanner had come back from Soto City, complaining that they'd encountered 4 unusual spirit masters, a support type who could take on an attacker one-on-one, an attack type who could handle 2 opponents, and an agility attack hybrid that could lock down foes. They also had ways to neutralize the Bailin serpent poison and other venoms. Dugu Bo had been skeptical at the time, especially about a support type beating an attacker, but after seeing their training, he felt his eyes opened. Each of the students had their own distinctive methods. They could even withstand his Bailin serpent poison. No wonder Yanner had lost. He drew a breath. "Dean Su, this life and death talisman of yours, I've never seen anything like it. It's horrifying. Your mastery of poison techniques must be at least the equal of mine. Hardly, Suran replied modestly. Dugubo pushed on, cupping his hands. My granddaughter Duguyan once competed against students from your academy. In that fight, 2 of your disciples used pairs of black hands that absorbed poisonous gas, not only neutralizing Bilin's serpent poison, but turning it to their advantage. Is that an innate characteristic of their spirits, or is it a technique taught by you, Dean Su? Suran sipped his peach blossom tea and said evenly, the Earth Nether Hand is a cultivated skill. Of course, when used in concert with my disciples' spirits, its effectiveness improves. Cultivated skill? Surprise flashed across Dugubo's face. He thought a moment and then asked, if Earth Nether Hand can absorb external poisons and use them, could someone who already has a poisonous spirit use it to absorb and expel their own toxins? Naturally, Suran said. Dugubo's eyes brightened. Really? Suran nodded. The name Earth Nether Hand comes from its power. If these hands are developed to mastery, they can snatch life back even in hell. What ordinary poison could not be cleared? The implication struck Dugubo hard. He had watched Suran effortlessly disperse his Bilin serpent poison and revive the vitality in the peach trees with a mere gesture. He no longer hesitated. I am willing to pay a large sum for the Earth Nether Hand cultivation method. Name your price, Dean Su. No sale, Suran answered, shaking his head. He didn't need the money. Although Ning Rongrong had unilaterally offered to donate 1,000,000 gold to the academy, Suran had refused. Firstly, because it was the students' money, and a teacher shouldn't live off students. And secondly, because he had already made a huge profit selling the manufacturing, assembly, and usage methods for the Netherworld Ghost Shuttle and the Hell Revolver to Ning Fengji for 30 million gold. The Netherworld Ghost Shuttle's power was unquestionable. Its production required precision, but not complex training. Zhu Zhuqing had only needed a month to use it to fell a defensive spirit beast over 2,000 years old. The Hell Revolver, a pistol-like device, was even more portable and superior in rate of fire, reloading speed, and power compared to many crossbows. I understand why you want Earth Nether Hand, Suran continued. Once your blue phosphor serpent spirit awakens, it brings innate toxins that corrode the body. The more you cultivate, the stronger those toxins and the worse the backlash. You're trying to use Earth Nether Hand to clear Bilin serpent poison from you and your granddaughter. But this method is exclusive to my disciples. I cannot hand it to outsiders. Dugubo gave a long, measured breath. He seemed to have made a difficult decision. Without another word, he laid a blueprint on the stone table in front of Suran. I understand you wouldn't hand over such a peerless method to a stranger, he said, bowing his head slightly. Then listen to me. 7 days from now, come to the Sunset Forest. I guarantee you won't be at a disadvantage. Chapter 60, Yin-Yang Eyes of Ice and Fire, A Chance to Become a Disciple, Part 2. Dugubo had rushed back to heaven, Do Royal Academy overnight from Taoyuan Academy, and immediately ordered Duguyan to pack her things and withdraw. His decision stunned everyone, not only Duguyan, but her teammates as well. Yu Tianheng watched her go with tightening chest, feeling as if his future happiness were slipping away. Yanzi, where are you going? Will you be back? He called after her. Yanzi, what will I do without you? Another teammate pleaded. Tianheng, everyone go back. I have to obey my grandfather. Duguyan answered softly, but the 3 chairmen of the Education Committee personally intervened, trying to convince them to stay. Their entreaties were met with Dugubo's curt refusal. Poison Douluo, Duguyan is one of our academy's brightest students. Why insist on her withdrawing? Dream Machine demanded. Mind your own business. Dugubo snapped. Do I need to explain myself to you? The men of Heaven Do Royal Academy exchanged worried looks. Qin Ming, who had escorted the Shrek Academy group to the academy after they lost to Taoyuan Academy, watched in surprise. Flender, Zhao Wuji, and the others had just received the Education Committee's approval to join the royal team. They'd come to check on the commotion only to see Dugubo dragging Duguyan away, refusing to show even the slightest deference to the 3 chairmen. That's Poison Duo, Dugubo, Grandmaster Yu Xiaogong said calmly. It was expected. The blue phosphor serpent is a top-tier legacy spirit. Duguyan's spirit is the blue phosphor serpent, and her talent is exceptional. Who else could be so possessive except a poisoned Douluo? Grandmaster's right, another committee member agreed. Dugubo isn't even a teacher here, but the royal family treats him with great respect. The academy can't force him. Dream Machine sighed. Forget it. Dugubo always does as he pleases and has long been at odds with us. If he wants his granddaughter withdrawn, there's nothing we can do. He's only hurting her. Our academy has resources few can match. Where else can she go? But our royal fight team will be short one member. Yanzi leaving will weaken us. Yu Tianheng protested miserably. We know you care for Yanzi, Tianheng, Yu Xiaogong said gently, but we can't intervene in family affairs. Focus on cultivation. Don't get distracted by romance. Despite the loss, there was a silver lining. The Shrek Academy students were now joining Heaven Do Royal Academy. Grandmaster Yu spoke with measured confidence to Flender and the others as they settled in. The match at Soto City Dohun Arena was never the deciding factor. Shrek Academy wasn't originally qualified for the Soul Master competition. The contest was a chance to see where you stood. With our resources here, you'll be fully supported. We can give you real training without the financial limitations you had before. If I hadn't known the personalities of the committee members, I wouldn't have let Qin Ming bring you here, Yu Xiaogong added. Now you have Heaven Do's facilities behind you, you'll be able to prepare properly for the Soul Master competition. He then addressed individual concerns cheerfully. Daimubai, having one eye doesn't have to be a handicap. I'll design special training so you adapt to fighting that way. Zhao Wuji, we've got top-grade medicine and therapies to help your injured leg. After targeted treatment and training, your strength will increase. Once Little San returns from his special training, you all will form an excellent Spirit Master team. The students brightened. Zhao Wuji flopped onto a leather sofa, visibly relieved to be in comfortable surroundings. Daimubai and Ma Hongjun's spirits lifted as well. Oscar asked, but when will Little San be back? He and Xiao Wu haven't returned since Soto City. Do you know where he went, Grandmaster? Yu Xiaogong sipped his coffee and smiled mysteriously. Little San is undergoing special individual training. When he returns, his strength will be significantly greater. You must train hard now, so you won't be left behind. We'll make it our goal to surpass the Peach Garden team in a year, to avenge our humiliation, someone declared, and the mood turned determined. Meanwhile, Dugubo was speeding east with Duguyan toward Sunset Forest. Although Duguyan had obeyed her grandfather and withdrawn from the academy, she could not hide her sadness at leaving her teammates. Finally, she asked, Grandpa, where exactly are you taking me? To Sunset Forest, Dugubo replied. Once you reach the Spirit Elder realm, you'll start to feel changes in your body. He fell quiet for a moment, then spoke in a softer tone. I couldn't tell you all the details before, Yanner. The blue phosphor serpent is the king of poisons. As the spirit matures and your cultivation advances, we become increasingly affected by the Belin snake venom. Over time, it infects the body. Your parents died because they couldn't withstand that backlash. Dugubo's voice was tinged with bitter humor. It's ridiculous, isn't it? We awakened a peerless poison spirit, and yet we can't control it. In the end, it kills us. I've spent years seeking a cure. I couldn't find one, but I may have found the person most likely to help. Someone who could teach methods to handle the venom and even turn it into power. Duguyan's eyes widened. If Grandpa couldn't detoxify it yourself, someone else can? That person's poison technique surpasses mine, Dugubo said, with a mix of reluctance and hope. Duguyan's surprise turned to shock. Dugubo had never admitted defeat in poison mastery. Who could be so powerful? They arrived at the Ice and Fire Yin-Yang Well in Sunset Forest. The well wasn't large, but it was striking. An oval pool split into two halves, its hot spring water milky white on one side and a deep vermilion on the other. Strange, faintly glowing herbs grew around the rim. Duguyan and her grandfather waited 3 days, but the person Dugubo had come to meet had yet to appear. Grandpa, when will he arrive? If he doesn't come, how long do we wait? Duguyan asked. He has a lot of face. He's making us wait, Dugubo murmured. I asked him to come within 7 days. Today is the 7th day. It should be soon. As the sun slid low, a golden light spread across the forest. Just when Dugubo's patience was at its limit, a graceful white figure descended through the mist rising from the well. The newcomer moved with an otherworldly elegance and instantly became the center of attention. Dugubo, you invited me. Do you intend to trade the herbs from this place for detoxification methods? The figure asked calmly. Dugubo bowed slightly and turned to Duguyan. Yan or Neil? Grandpa? Duguyan blinked, bewildered. Dugubo urged again, insisting with no hesitation, kneel and ask to become his disciple. The white-clad figure watched silently as Dugubo explained. Dean Su, this is my granddaughter, Duguyan. Please accept her as your disciple. This medicinal garden is a place I have cherished for years. I offer it as an exchange, a gift to show my sincerity in asking you to teach my granddaughter. The wind and the light seemed to hold their breath, awaiting the answer.